But yes, welcome to Second Wake. It is the thing above me. These, oh man, I can do the mantra, I can do the fusion dance. These are the Seekers of Galanti, and the Seeker on the top right, JJ Lightning, is the one who designed this new thing. Holy shit. Fucking, wait, other way, there. So yeah, we changed up the stream again. It's our second time changing it up. I definitely have to play with the cameras a little bit. So I'm going to leave it as it is right now so I don't break anything. But in the future, let me adjust my volumes. In the future, I will probably try to play around and resize people so people don't look as squishy. Because what I had to do to make everything fit in the dimensions was take the old cameras and shrink him up, and then I was like playing with the shift key and pulling pixels left and right just so they fit really nice and neat. So yeah, but I had to do it by myself because I didn't think to message everybody and be like, hey, can everyone jump on Discord real quick? Which in hindsight, 2020, but it's 2021, so I shouldn't be thinking hindsight 2020. So that's how it works. You have to have a forward-thinking mind, right? Cool. Glad we all agree. Whew. All right, cool. Little babble out of the way. Now we have everyone's character art on the bottom. We've got everyone's stats on the bottom. Their passive percepciones on the bottom. Hopefully you can hear me okay. We've got everyone's name underneath their camera. That's going to get weird. I wonder if I can flip. Un momento, por favor. Let's see here. Webcam. Wham. Let's see if I break everything. Flip horizontal, right? Bam. Hey, what's up? So now if I point here, yeah, so now if I point here, there we go. But now I'm not looking at, now it looks like I'm looking away from you guys. I don't know if I like that. We'll play with it. We'll figure it out. We'll have fun stuff and do cool shit. Transform, I say. Flip it again. Woo, now we're back. All right, let's do this. Let's turn rhythm a little bit down. I'm happy rhythm is loud, but fuck rhythm right now. Let's turn rhythm down even more because 13% is a lot. All right, so yeah.
I have rhythm at 1% on my end.
And it's fucking loud, isn't it?
And I still hear it very vividly.
Yeah, I've got it at 10% just so it kind of like filters in, because I learned that if it's lower than 10%, when I go to do the editing for YouTube, which, hi YouTube, hi future editing me. If it's lower than 10%, rhythm is very hard to pick up to adjust the levels for when there is dead space in there. So yeah, cool stuff. Weird things. Awesome. So yeah, cool new thingamajig, cool new people. Morgan has cool new hair. Colt has cool new glasses. Bucky doesn't have anything cool or new, but he shared some cool new music, which segues us into our Discord, which is down below. If you like what we do, want to support us, want to chat with the people who play the game, myself, whatever. I usually just want to start fights, so don't take it personally. I won't insult you unless I care about you, so if you get a little insult, just because I care. That's how I show affection. Hi, Mama Fox! God, her hair looks great. Can you just tell her hair looks great? Thanks. You tell her I'm crushing. I have a big fat, wait, I can't say that. I have a big fat hard heart for you. Schmoner. All right, cool. Anyway, so yeah, join the Discord down below if you want. We're all in it. A bunch of other people are in it that are pretty cool. If you want to talk about all things nerdy, we're in there for some really fucking weird reason. I don't know if it's just because of the people I associate with or what. We have like 3 or 4. I realized this the other day. We have like 3 or 4 artists that are just in our Discord that are fucking phenomenal artists. They post all their shit in the Discord because they're fucking cool. So yeah, check them out. They're in there. They're cool people. We share cool art. We talk about cool video games and Dungeons and Dragons and all kinds of hababooey. So yeah, really cool place just to connect, stay in touch with people, share art. If there's NPC art that I use, I try to share it on there and credit whoever I found who did it. Yeah, that's cool too. We of course have the YouTube, so if tonight we go long or you're just like, man, that guy's voice is really fucking annoying today, I just can't do it, and you got to tap out, no big deal. Feel free to check us out. The re-upload for YouTube tends to happen 24 hours from now, if not Wednesday, depending on when I get around to it. I always have free time during AEW Dynamite because sooner or later they're going to put on just like 7 good matches and not just have like, I don't know, Matt Hardy come out and spend 25 minutes of my time doing nothing. But Matt Hardy's so cool, right? Yeah, okay, great. But it gives me plenty of time to edit, put things together, put things in their place, etc., because the truth is the truth, and that's how it is. So yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. Eventually we'll probably reach out into other mediums. We were just talking about that before we went live, about like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that nonsense. Apparently that's the place to be. So yeah, we'll figure that out. I don't know. I hate social media in a general rule. So that's how that goes. Yeah, that's all I got. Anyone got announcements, things to say, people to threaten, businesses to shill, etc.? Speak now, forever hold your peace. No. Okay, going once, going twice. We're good. All right. No Tesla and no crazy Ferrari this week from Colt Honeycutt. I'm excited.
I like that I can just stare upward at Colt right now.
It's nice, right? Anytime he does anything bad, that's the new. We all get to look at him and
We got a little Brady Bunch thing going on. It's great.
Yeah. What is it?
Hey, catch the soda.
Oh, that would be great. We'll have to figure that out. Non-ironically, I would love that. So yeah, that's cool. Let me think. Oh, I do have one other thing. I almost slipped my mind. JJ Lightning, this way. JJ Lightning streamed building this whole setup and streamed cooking and streamed making this like weird corset thingamajig. Not weird, it was good, but like I have moobies. What do I know about corsets? So we linked everyone's stuff in the Discord as well. So anytime any one of the people who play in this game goes live, if you're in that Discord, you get a notification. JJ's is It's Azly, AZLY, ITSAZLY at Twitch. And Morgan also sometimes goes live as Mother Effin' Fox. So yeah, if you want to follow any of them when they go live, feel free, give them a follow. They are incredibly more talented than myself, so you should do that because I speak words until you guys tell me not to speak words anymore. But they have like real talents. I'm waiting for Bucky to start streaming so he can play music or art, and I'm waiting for Colt to learn an instrument, and then he can stream it instead of just waking me up at like 11 p.m. at night. That banjo-lele, man. Banjo-lele. And the ukulele, too. You have all the lelies. You have ukulele, banjo-lele. I don't know. Completed. It's all of it.
No, the Prince just completed.
Oh, God, no! No, it's fine. Great, cool. So that brings me to my last segue. Community challenges, they're a thing. I'm going to try to stream. I've been doing pretty good about streaming 3 times a week just so people get points. I wish there's a way to make like a team where we could all earn points for redemptions, but that's probably way too much. So yeah. So if you, yeah. So my thing is, sorry, train of thought, I just completely ADD'd there. My thing of it is if you are new to the channel, first time tuning in live, you earn channel points whenever you watch us. Like every 5 minutes, you earn like 10 points. If you are watching us, you can redeem your points for cool community challenges and all kinds of nonsense. Everything from rating your homebrew. So if you're a D&D homebrewer and you're like, man, I don't have anybody who plays a lot, who can look it over and give me constructive criticism. Hi, my name's Kareem Zamir. I love doing consultations. It's kind of what I do in my professional life, so why not do it for fun? I've done a lot of products for DM's Guild, just for consultation work. I've worked with artists and people on Twitter, just giving advice and acknowledgement for that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you ever want me to rate your homebrew or give you constructive criticism advice, there's a point redemption down below in the chat thingy. But community challenges are a big thing. We try to have new ones come up every month. All of the community challenge have a either direct or indirect effect on the game at large. They play up the various aspects of the world of the Everwield and the current age of the Second Wake. So while our players might not always engage with the content that you're like, man, I really wanted to know where that storyline went, community challenges are another way to approach that. Certainly things that I know that I've written or stories that I've taken time to do in the event that the players are like, nah, fuck that shit. Which, by the way, we're an adult stream. I'm going to say fuck that shit more often. In the event that the players are like, nah, we're not interested in that, you as the audience still have a way to interact and get little tidbits and information and have an effect on things that the players might not otherwise be aware or subject to. One such thing is the Prince. So with that, as a community, you all have now furthered the progress of our previous employer for the Seekers of Golanti, a dwarven noble who had plans to reestablish the familial power of the northern dwarven city of Iskander. In doing that and completing this challenge, as time passes, which means once the month is over, there will be a new effect moving forward, and there will be a number of repercussions and a number of benefits that will slowly begin to exude from the north. So we still have 2 other community challenges for the month. Feel free, save your points if you don't like the last 2 of them, or start donating to your next favorite thing. Again, it's something I try to do so that you guys as a viewing audience aren't just sitting there going, well, they never do what I want them to do because I'm not playing. And that's fine. You can interact in other ways. If you're not a very vocal person, you don't have to type, you don't have to talk, you don't have to join the Discord, but you can do community challenges or other fun things. Just more ways so that you guys will hopefully have fun and enjoy what we're doing and creating. So yeah, engagement. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. I'm checking my notes. Yeah, we're good. Anyone else got anything? Yes, no, maybe so? I don't think so. Beep, boop, boop. All right, cool. We are on episode, holy God, 18. Ooh, our stream is as many. That's a lot. 18's a lot. Let's see here. Who do I want to pick on? I want to pick on Orville. Orville, what happened last time? I'm picking on you because you did most of the talking last episode. So
well, that's fair.
That's fair. Oh, your mic
sounds
sounds good.
So we got up in the morning. We left Fort Ebony, and not too far down the road, there was a big old traffic stop. We stopped, went, and we looked, saw what was going on. A couple of ogres, and they'd gone and made a mess. I walked up to them. They had a dog man thing friend, and he basically told me to bugger off. I'm smarter than a dog man thing, so I convinced him that I was more chosen by his god than he was. I went and talked to the ogres. I went back, talked to the dog man thing, took his ball from him, and just threw that son bitch. And the dog man thing ran after it and ain't never come back. And I told the ogres that whatever they was doing, that they did it good and they could go home. And somehow it all worked. I don't know how it worked, but it worked. So everybody started going along their way. Morgan rescued the cutest little gnome man named Mig, and she stole his shoes. Stole, borrowed, acquired. Carried on down the road. JJ decided to start playing some music. The landscape didn't like it. Bucky fixed the landscape. We saw some sort of bird person thing in the sky overnight, and it made a big old grinding sound. And then we woke up to LR660 with Montserrat in the morning, where he made a very nice advertising for Call Lightning to just make those long distance connections. And I think that's about it.
About as the long and short of it. Yeah. So taking from that, yes, the group interacted with a gnoll, some ogres setting up a device. They later harmonized with the device and seemingly activated it. Across their journey, they started to note that other formations of these devices to the south of Ravon in the plains of Irden began to activate, seemingly either spurred on by the soft musical stylings of JJ at the evening, or just happened to be the right time and the right place, who can say. With that, the group experienced, I'll say, the morning broadcast of MMLR 660, Montserrat in the morning, And through that, they arrived at the closed gates of Silverhearth, seeing many of the guards along the outer structure of the city's wall, staring up into the sky, having just heard the... I'm not going to say melodic, because my voice is not that good, but I'll say melodic. Why not? Fuck it. I'm nothing but humble. Having heard the voice, many of the onlookers and guards stare into the sky as the caravan, spurred on by the Red Talons, arrives with the Seekers of Galanti in tow. That is where we will be joining in tonight. As you all pull up to the front gates of Silverhearth, these bright platinum gates that echo out and shine with the morning sunlight glistening off of them, the dew of the evening still crested upon the closed gates, you look and you can see a number of carts, wagons, and other traders all sat outside the front gates of Silverhearth. Often with many cities, the gates will close late into the evening, and a guard watch will be on present and duty. You can see that there are many guards that are still slowly coming to terms with what they just heard, as well as hearing the not so easily veiled threats against humanity as a kind of a passing glance at that end and respect. As you all stand outside, you can see these rather perturbed merchants, traders, and travelers sat outside the city, and there seems to be a bit of a hubbub and a grubbing, seeming washed over in mood of the area. And that is where we will start. What do you guys want to do? As you all awaken, you have recovered and have gained the benefits of a long rest, so you can update your character sheet accordingly. Beep boop. Gotta warm up the muscles. Get your crab dance going. So, boop, boop.
I'd like to start with brain time and do a history check on Montserrat.
Sure, go right ahead.
May AJ also?
Sure, go right ahead.
18.
18. Vel, in your long history and studied course of being, especially from where you're at with access to some of the better libraries and studies in the world of the Everwield, far from your home to the south, you have, in your collected history, never heard of anyone named Montserrat. JJ, what'd you get? A 1? You have heard of someone named Montserrat. I believe he was a painter way back when, but you remember him drinking himself to death. He was a halfling. He was very short. And you think his name was actually just Marty Sarah, but everyone called him Montserrat, you think. But you were pretty drunk and probably really down on cards that night. So you might just be like cognitively believing you remember this.
Thanks.
Of course.
So was that a lineup that's actually at the gates right now, or just at the side?
No, so as you, it's not directly like in front of the gates. Many people have pulled over to the left and to the right of the platinum gates of Silverhearth. As you look over the crowd, some of them seem to still have tents pitched up from the previous night. You note, especially some of them have markings that their carts and wagons are not built, or rather constructed in a manner that would prevail them a long journey. From what you're looking at, you're seeing a number of wagons and carts that are filled with lumber and other sundry goods like hides and meats that seem to be kind of laid out or otherwise kept in open-topped carts and wagons. More than likely, many of these early morning arrivers are folks that are village members of Tiber Village, which is just a bit to the southeast from Silverhearth. But you do look, and yeah, there's a not small crowd forming at this point. All said and told, you're looking at about 8 different vehicles that are all parked in. As your caravan of 3 arrives as well, there is effectively like a small, let's not use the word mob, but we're gonna say a collective mob of people that stand outside of Silverhearth, as the guards still kind of like look around confused. You can see there's a bit of hustle and bustle, and as you look up to the outer perimeter wall, you can note that the guards are having a number of conversations among themselves out of earshot because they're pretty high up.
Well, Captain, do you want to hail the guards?
Yeah, I mean we can do that. Wait, I'm sorry, you're talking to the captain. I don't speak for the captain.
Ah, your instinct seemed to let us know you are indeed ready for this job.
The orcish woman who leads the caravan party, Helsa, turns and looks to Colt, and she goes, "Yes, do tell us, Captain, what is your plan here? Often these gates are open by now."
I mean, I don't know. We can always just present our case. We have some documents that'll identify us, and maybe they'll let us through. I don't know. I've never been in a situation like this. Usually that's how it goes. You just present some paperwork, and they'll let you through. But I mean, given there's some funny demon guy or something talking out loud throughout the land, I don't know what the situation is. Maybe we should find out. See what they're doing. Inquire.
Would you like me to go talk to them for you, Mr. Captain Honeycutt?
I mean, JJ, you're more than welcome to do whatever you'd like to do. As Colt Honeycutt, not Captain, you can do what you like. However, that will be very helpful to the team at large. See that, Bucky? That's how you handle that.
All right. JJ will gather all the paperwork
All right.
and whatnot, and
I will go with JJ.
yeah.
So JJ and Vel, you set about, you collect the paperwork that was provided to you by the Lady Galanti. You hop off the carriage, or rather the carts. Where am I at here? No, caravan. Jesus, they're all different size vehicles. A sloop is the same as a galleon, is the same as no, we're good. You hop off the vehicles of which you were traveling, the land-based vehicles, the vehicles that have the horses, those things. Words are hard today. And you make for the front gate. You see a number of individuals kind of matching a little bit of your look and body language. People possessed of the ideals or otherwise purpose that they belong within the city walls this morning. This is ridiculous. This sounds of people openly upset or otherwise perturbed with the guard presence here. Any delay into entering the city following especially such a boorish announcement from some unseen entity is not being taken well this morning. The pair of you approach. You see beside the large platinum gate, a equally adorned heavy door that sits. You can see that there is a front slot that has been opened and people arguing. After the last person flips the guard a little bit of southeastern hospitality, so to speak. The door is open, and as you all approach, you can see a guardsman standing there. Just about his eyes and better part of his mustached lip peered out, and you hear, 1,000 apologies. No one is getting into Silverhearth this morning. We are currently in a bit of a slowdown, and we are waiting the return of our night watch captain. Until he returns, we unfortunately cannot open the city for traders.
What about for folks that aren't trading?
Unless you are a prince or heir of nobility, unfortunately at this time our hands are tied. It is a quarantining effort, especially, and he looks you up and down, for anyone who is not in danger of recent acknowledgements.
Well, I think Me and my folks sure are, they were summoned by your king, sir.
Well, the king might have summoned you, but I'm sure the king will not mind waiting to ensure proper procedure is met. At the very least, the next guard captain of the walls is scheduled to be in no later than lunch. You are more than welcome to wait around until they arrive to give permission to open the gates. But at this time, we unfortunately have some standing orders that I must impose upon until the night watch captain arrives and gives the order of all clear from the trouble he investigated. I'm unfortunately unable to assist you any further.
I mean,
And
I'm
why
sure I
did-
guess the Kind's plummet stuff sure ain't a big deal then, huh, Vel?
I mean, not really.
Suppose not.
We can assure you any rumor or innuendo you might have heard about Kyne's plummet is being handled with the furthest military extent that the King of Silverhearth is able to muster.
Yes,
Please,
he called us.
Yes, that's exactly what we're here for.
Uh,
And she's gonna hold up her paperwork towards the slot.
you see the eyes kind of narrow and under the order of Lady Gallant, he is to meet with. It does appear here that maybe you are those people who are interested, but we did also send some of our best to investigate Kyne's plummet and set up a forwarding position. I am sure that your assistance or whatever calling you might have been brought upon here is welcomed, and I'm sure that you, being that you haven't even met with our associate of the king, you have time to wait with everyone else. We can't make special exemptions or exceptions for anyone at this time. It's just for the safety of all of the citizens of Silverhearth and the royal family itself. We must ensure that the gate is closed until we are given the proper chain of command to open for the day.
Where did this knight captain go?
Well, I don't think that's any of your... That seems rather classified, but your... What?
If he needs to return, we can go and get him so that we can make our way into the city.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Ooh. 18.
18. The guard kind of thinks about this in a second and goes, just one moment, hold on. And he slides the shutter on the door. You hear a locking sound, and you can hear these kind of muffled voices, especially JJ with your tall shifter jackalopian ears. You can hear from behind the door. He goes, so we've got some people outside. They claim they're chosen. The paperwork checks out from what I can see, but I mean, I've never seen paperwork like that. It's actually printed on very nice parchment. Oh, sorry. The reason I came here. Yeah, they're saying they want to look for the captain. I mean, can we tell them where the captain went, or is that? I mean, it sounds like they're going to do our job for us. Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh, but be uppity about it. Oh, I can do uppity. No, I can do uppity. Yeah, no, I can do that. Yeah. Turns by, you hear the locking sound and opens back and goes, well, being that you are in a hurry, I suppose I could tell you that the captain was investigating a matter just to the western wood off the main trade road. And if you happen to want to do some pro bono work, of course, simply off the books, I can't reasonably stop you. But the Night Guard captain was investigating a number of strange smoke signals and fires so close to Silverhearth that bore investigation. So if that's something you want to busy yourselves with this morning, I cannot stop you. But until we receive that allowance from the chain of command, my hands are tied.
So I do have a couple questions. So we're doing your work for you, but what happens if he never comes back?
Well,
Y'all just gonna keep the gate closed?
Oh, I mean, if we bring his corpse back, that's him returning. Name and description, please.
Well, first, I would like to address the point of the matter is the next captain will show up by lunchtime if you just want to wait. I mean, that's fine. But name and description. So yes, you're looking for Captain Phineas Demont. He's about 5'9". He's about 6 foot. Yep, 6 foot. I would say the captain's 6 foot. Certainly, very tall man.
5'7".
I didn't say that, but if you want to write that down, I can't stop you. He's a bit well shaven and groomed, green eyes, and has a bit of red hair, like a roaring fire. He does.
Is he human or is he...
Well, he is a prestigious member of the city guard. Of course he's human. What a ridiculous notion that they would... he's human. He is human, yep. Shouldn't have said that.
Right, well, we'll go discuss this with our captain and see if he wishes to assist you in doing your job, or if we would choose to wait for your next shift.
Very good.
Thank you for your assistance.
Happy to assist you. Have a great day. And slides a little door slot. As you guys stand there, you see another person behind you. Kind of look up, and you can see an individual who you probably saw in the crowd at the crossroads the other night, walking up. It's a kind of a slender looking human man. Kind of turns to you and goes, "So are they letting us in? Did you get?"
No.
No.
Oh, shit. All right.
We're going to either go do their jobs for us and ensure that we can make our way in, or we'll have to wait until noon. We're probably going to go do their jobs for them, so you'll just have to wait a little while.
Oh, okay. Well, if you can get us in quicker than noon, I'd appreciate it. He turns around and he goes, "Lisa, these folks here are going to get us in before noon," and starts walking back towards his wagon.
I mean, I really don't care if he ends up being disappointed. Alright, let's go talk to the team.
All right, so you guys head back to the caravan, your 3 covered wagons. You see Helsa kind of looking you all on and goes, "So, do we have details?"
Well, they ain't letting anyone in till their boss gets back, and their boss is missing. Or until the next boss comes around noon, lunchtime, you know.
I do know.
So they'll got their boss's information, and we can either go find him for them, or we wait. And we wait and we wait. So.
That's all up to you then. I'm paid through for the entirety of the venture, so if there's anything you want to do, then I'll wait or I won't. Up to you.
I mean, is there any rush to get in? I mean, this point,
Well, there's pillars of necrotic energy draining the land and delightful sounds allowing for sleep at night. You guys like your sleep, don't you?
What time is it? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Daybreak just happened less than an hour ago. So it's like first thing right in the morning. You guys rode through the entire night through the plains of Irden and managed to arrive here first thing in the morning. Many of these people do seem like longtime merchants or tradespeople from the nearby village, likely trying to get in and get set up for much of their business first thing in the early morning to be ready for market by the time everyone is starting to stir within the city. This delay does seem to have a number of people in sour moods waiting outside with you.
We also don't know that this next captain will be any more affable. What with the lovely morning news that just went out, they may keep the city in lockdown for an undetermined amount of time. Returning their night captain to them could bolster them a little bit. Give them confidence, bow us in.
Let's go find this guy.
Well, that's up to the captain.
Yeah, up to the captain.
Yeah, that's right, Bucky. It's up to you. I'm not the captain.
Don't you put this off on Lieutenant Bucky.
Lieutenant Bucky.
Lieutenant. Do you know what kind of rank the guy that you spoke to was? Was he the acting commanding officer?
JJ, you could hear them a bit better through the door. They all seemed a bit like idiots, right?
They all seem pretty damn incompetent.
Yeah, so
So-
all general guardsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, most soldiers and guardsmen are. But I wonder.
Also,
Did you
they're
tell 'em-
probably not going to give any respect to any of us. Well,
Did you
No.
tell them we're Reavers chosen? That seems to
Yes.
get us places.
Yeah, I handed them our paperwork. They really didn't care because they're a little lost without their boss man.
I mean, I suppose we can go do it as long as go save him as long as it ain't too far out of the way. I mean, but then
said
again,
it was
like you
to
said,
the
that
west
could
in the
go-
forest, along the trade road. Probably not that far.
That is a thought, though. Would it take us longer to go out there and find him?
It might. Do we even know what to look for? He's just in the forest.
Hmm.
We gotta.
Smoke, fires, perhaps any remnants of what he may have brought with him. There's always clues.
Wait, fires. Colt, did you go sneaking off from the caravan at some point last night?
I was going to say that to the guard, but I didn't want them to assume.
It's not a funny joke.
Do you happen to have a history of lighting fires there, Captain Honeycutt?
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway,
He seems to have lit one with you, Helsa.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. More of a soft ember at this point. Like a man who can take charge, and it seems he's a bit wishy-washy, eh?
It's that general softness we're trying to toughen him up.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
better in battle.
Well, a girl can certainly appreciate a marshmallow every so often, but nothing beats a nice, tough steak, eh?
yeah, you're right. You know what? This is what we're gonna do. All right. Sorry.
Apologize to me.
So this is what we're gonna do. Let me go talk to this guy. Let me go make him open the gate because I'm gonna take charge because I'm a tough steak, not a marshmallow.
Go for it, Captain Tough Steak.
Bucky's gonna go with Colt.
No, don't call me that. Damn it.
Captain Tough Steak, I like it.
I just want to let you know, Colt, there's a really good chance they'll just arrest you for being a hobgoblin. Well, good luck.
Gonna be honest.
Wait, are they real racist?
Just
They're
a smidge.
humans. You ever
Oh, they're
dealt with
human?
humans? Come on, we work for
I
one.
mean,
You know how they
they're
behave.
not so bad. They get a bad rap. Sometimes. Most of the time.
Have your paperwork with you. Good luck.
JJ hands you the paperwork.
Alright. Well,
She'll tap him
Maybe.
on the shoulder and give him an inspiration just in case.
alright. I'm gonna slap myself in the face a few times. Start walking with confidence.
All right.
Like just like heel to toe, really confident walking, manager style walking.
Oh, you're roll for Karen. Not kidding. So Colt and Bucky, you guys head up to the front gate. You see the large door for the kind of set beside the guard station on the outer level that's built into the gate itself. You doom 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 wrap your knuckles against the door. You see the slide click and slide over. You see again just the eyes and mustache of the individual behind the guard station. Goes, "Oh, good morning to you. Apologies, sir or madam. No, you look like a sir. At this time, Silverhearth is closed. We are pending orders to open, but at this time we have standing orders to be locked down. We can assure you that we have our top people looking into the matter, and as we await the return of our night guard captain, and at the eventual... Well, if he does not return, we assure you that once the day shift captain arrives, we will have this gate open right away.
My name is Captain Colt Honeycutt, and we are on important business right now. A time-sensitive business that we were sent by the king. Actually, we are Weavers chosen that were sent to handle some business in Silverhearth. We were in close contact with the King of Silverhearth by Lady Galanti. We do have paperwork here, but it is imperative that we do enter in a timely manner, just to resolve any problems that may be rumored about, if you know what I'm trying to say.
I think I understand the gist of it, and as a fellow ranked officer, I'm sure you can appreciate that when a superior officer gives an order, you uphold that order, and our order was to keep the gate closed until the night captain returned. You're the second Weavers chosen that has approached the gate, and I unfortunately must I must ensure that my captain's orders are met. Otherwise, that would be mutinous, to say the least.
I completely understand. However, again, this is an emergency situation that is time sensitive. I think that even as a soldier, you understand that. I mean, I was a soldier myself, and I'm sure you can understand as a soldier yourself, a soldier yourself, that we need to make certain decisions and necessary decisions when the time calls for it. I'm sure you seem like the individual that's in charge here. So I would really appreciate it if we could work something out or somehow make some kind of exception so at least me and my group can make it inside and head towards the affected area, if you understand what I'm trying to say, so that we can further assess the situation. We don't have any interest, for the most part, in doing much in the city other than handling the situation.
No, I hear you. I hear exactly what you're saying. But well, here's the thing. If you could you lean in a little bit?
Yeah, I can lean in.
Look, I don't personally have a lot of say around here. In fact, I only signed up for military service just so that I could, walk around with the badge, the armor, get a little pull in the city, if you know what I mean. Right now, if I let your group in, then I have to let all these other people in. And that's going to be seen as playing favorites. And, well, my friend William, he once disobeyed the captain's orders, and then he ended up in the yard and got whipped a lot. And I'm trying not to get whipped, because whipped does not get the ladies. I'm sure you understand. You look like a confident fellow who gets a lot of ladies.
Whipped gets the ladies. Yeah, I mean, sometimes look at all these scars. I mean, sometimes whipped gets the ladies.
You wear them well, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Quick question.
Yo, what's up, JJ?
How far are they from the cart or caravan?
At this point, I'd probably say it's like a stroll, maybe 100 feet at most. I feel like he has pulled right up.
JJ's gonna send a message to Colt.
Mm-hmm. Pull out a little brass wire. Or actually, you're a bard. You probably have it on your lute.
Yeah, it's a little thing that she starts dangling with. Colt, ask them if the king or if the fella that we're supposed to meet with would like to hear that they're holding some trade up and the whole city up for one night guardsman. Just ask him that. Thank you.
Colt begins to look wildly around like
I think
Vincent
the Weavers
Vega.
are talking to me.
Yeah, just full Vincent Vega meme, just like.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I completely missed what you said.
Wow! He was too focused on the meme. She said maybe you should ask him if the person you're supposed to meet would know or appreciate that you're being delayed at the gates, you son of a bitch. Gotta listen to people.
Sorry,
Shut your mouth and listen. No, I'm kidding. Go right
I
ahead.
was acting too hard.
I'm so proud of you for acting, but you acting up. Isn't that what you're doing? Let's see.
Listen here, and I didn't catch your name. I gave you mine if you don't mind.
Sorry, I was trying to mess with the camera.
Oh.
He looks at you and goes, "Oh, my name?
Yeah.
Never given my name to a hobgoblin before. You
Just rank and last name if you don't feel comfortable giving your full name.
Of course. Well, give me a persuasion check. He seems distrusting.
Persuasion. Gold Honeycut's worst trait.
Gold Honeycut says, persuasion. I do not persuade. I got no persuasion, man.
An 11.
An 11. He thinks it over and he goes, well, Captain, you can call me Private.
Private. All right. So, Private, look, I understand that you're not in... You don't think you're in any position to, make any calls here, but sometimes we got to step up, and I don't think the King of Silverhearth would appreciate it much if kept someone waiting that's trying to solve an active problem. That's all I'm trying to say. You think a whipping's bad? What if the King hears about this? What if the people that are in charge of this whole mission that they sent us on or hear about it? Might be more than a whipping.
Go ahead and roll intimidation.
Am I good at that?
I don't know.
Probably not.
Probably
A
not.
12.
Bucky, who is filled with charisma, says, go for it, bro. Because you got this, man.
I got a 12.
You got 12? He thinks about it and he goes, I don't doubt that you are a very high-ranking and important member of the city, but orders are orders, and I can't afford to be making a screw-up so early on in my career. Again, I told your friends, competitors, other weavers who came here, if you could go and retrieve the previous captain, or find out that he's no longer the highest ranking officer, if you know what I mean, then certainly we'd be able to get that order in, and all of you and these fine people would be able to enter the city this morning. But until we get that go-ahead, my hands are literally tied. And I don't mean like figuratively, like they will literally hog-tie me and beat me with whips if I disobey a direct order. I've seen it.
All right.
William screamed for like 3 weeks.
Well, Private, right now you are the commanding officer.
Oh,
or
no.
the leading officer in charge, correct?
No. I just work the station here. Normally, I just have to count a few chickens, and I sleep a lot, to tell you the truth.
Do you know if the commanding officer in charge, current commanding officer in charge, is available? If we could talk to him.
I believe he left this morning following... Could you hear that voice this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got everyone stirred up. Something about subjugating humans or something. I'm a human. I don't know if you can tell that from my eyes and mustache. Real scary stuff. So yeah, our second commanding officer, who the night guard, the captain left in charge, went into the city to meet for further orders as to if we're on a full lockdown, or maybe we're going to prepare for this. I think I mentioned it earlier. The city sent out some of our elite forward guard to investigate the large spire that you've seen in the south, most likely, and Tiber Village. Should be taken care of really quickly. I mean, we're very good at our jobs, as you can tell, obviously. I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but following orders is kind of what I do.
Fair enough. Do you know how far? I was told that the night captain, I believe
Mhm.
it was, headed out west. Do you know how far west he may have headed, or to maybe some more information? I mean, we got a general description of him, but along the lines of what he would have been near to, Would he have been near the Lake of Four Rivers or further past that?
Oh, I apologize. I was a bit short with your competitors, the other Weavers Chosen. Not for anything, but they didn't seem the military sort. I apologize if they were your people. I didn't realize we were dealing with a professional, fellow man of the armor, so to speak. I told them the captain went to go investigate the Western Wood, just right to the south from the Lake of Four Rivers. You can see the wood from the western edge and wall of Silverhearth itself. He was investigating a number of fires we had seen. He took he took a few men into the forest with him to investigate. Should have only taken a few hours, but he's been gone since nightfall. So, I don't know what's keeping them at this point.
All right. Well, at the very least, my group was in agreement on trying to help him out. I mean, maybe that'll at least gain us enough favor that, you guys can maybe, and I'll lean in, slip us around the back or something. I mean, again, we're just here to try to solve a situation as expediently as possible. We're not trying to cause any trouble. I'm just a soldier, just trying to do his job and trying to get it done as quickly as possible. I'm sure you can empathize.
Oh, I definitely appreciate that. You and I, we seem like we're kind of like the same guy. I definitely get that. I get that from you, even though you're red and horribly marred with scars, and a Weaver's Chosen, and I'm freshly new on the job here as a gate guardsman. Also, I've a bit more. I didn't really go for the sideburns thing, but seeing it on you, wow, you pull that off. I really think that's probably the next step for me. That's a good one. Yeah. What do you think? He kind of like leans up. He goes, "What do you think if I like connect my mustache to my sideburns? You think people would like that? The ladies?
Like mutton chops?
Yeah, like mutton. Everyone likes mutton, right?
Yeah. I mean, it could work for you.
All right.
I could see it working.
All right.
I do like me a good mutton chop.
Well, I mean, who doesn't? Mutton's great. Yeah.
It is great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate your help, Private, and I look forward to seeing you pretty soon with your captain.
We'll look for it. You can't see it through the hole here, but I am saluting Captain Honeycutt.
All right.
Best well wishes. Yeah, he like nods and he slides. He like goes to slide. He goes, oh, and he leans over. He goes, you there with the hooves? Did you need anything?
I think we're good. I think we're good for now. And Bucky uses minor illusion to make a copy of the guy's face and kind of show it to him. He's like, "Oh, so this is the guy that wouldn't let us in, right?"
All the illusion you have is just his eyes, eyebrows, and mustache, and like a little bit of like his chin to show where the mutton chops are gonna go. He's like, "That is astonishing. Do you do caricatures?"
Not for you, buddy.
Oh, all right. You street performers are wildly. I'll tell you that. He closes the little hatch. You hear the locking sound.
We'll head back.
All right, you head back. You arrive back at your caravan, about 100 feet away. The rest of your group looks on.
Captain, did you give him what for? Can we enter the city now?
I know you're saying that with a lot of snark. The word I'm trying to say. Anyway.
I would never.
Anyway, so it looks like they ain't letting anybody in. They're just a confused bunch of soldiers. They don't fully understand the situation, and they're all spread out. So maybe it is in our best interest, as you Vel and JJ suggested. Maybe we should go save the captain. That way, we at least, even if they're still not letting anybody in, maybe it'll gain us enough favor to be let inside. And then again, that captain may not need saving at all. Maybe we just are able to talk to him so he can make a decision, so we can figure out what to do from there.
Right. Did we get any other information about where in the forest?
He was saying that it was near the wall to the west.
right below the Lake of Four Rivers. He was investigating some fires, and it should have only taken a few hours, but it's been far longer than a few hours. They should have been back by now. That's all we've got so far.
Right. Is anyone here a good tracker? Is anyone trained in survival?
I'm trained in survival.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm ready to head in whenever everyone else is.
Is tracking nature or survival? It's
Survival.
survival,
So,
right?
like, it's all up to the DM how much can matter, but like survival, investigation, perception, all these things matter in tracking.
Okay.
Survival's the main like tracks one though. Usually.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alright. Well, if y'all are ready, we can start heading that way.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So Helsa looks you all over and she goes, "You're going after the missing captain, then?"
Yep.
That seems
Looks
to
like
be.
we're gonna check that out.
Well, very well. I'll keep the caravan here, and in case you don't come back in a timely manner, just know I'll whatever the gates do open, I'll make sure that your lady's property is delivered front and center.
Do
Thank you,
appreciate that,
Elsa.
Elsa.
She turns and she whistles 3 times in short succession, and then yells in kind of like a lesser draconic, and you hear this kind of like and like screams, and you hear like a bunch of clanging from inside the wagons, and the 11 kobolds jump out of the wagons, all holding what look like makeshift pitchforks and knives and pots and pans. She goes, "The Talons will guard us while we're gone, just to make sure no one steals nothing." And you see each of them like pumping themselves up, but they're about 1.5 feet tall. They're a little bit bigger than like a house cat. Very terrifying though, tremendously terrifying. One of them has a wooden stick with a butter knife at the end of it. He's gonna stab somebody with that. But with that, are you guys heading out to the nearby forest?
Yeah.
All right. Anything you guys want to do before doing that?
Mage armor.
There you go.
False life.
There we go.
Load my gun.
Uh-huh.
I actually already moved my spell count. I was just waiting for a good point to say it.
I figured as much. All right, so you all head from the main gate, and you kind of follow the wall of the city. You know the city wall is still very heavily constructed, well maintained, and even the mortar that exists within the boundaries of it seems fresh. For folks like Vel and anyone else trained in Arcana, you can tell that there are a number of signs and telltale warrants that magic is used to maintain the wall itself. There's even a faint aura of arcane enchantment that seems to run the length of the city, and seems to cover the several miles that encompass the walls. Following along the western edge of the walls, you guys do eventually come into contact with the small western forest that borders both the Lake of Four Rivers as well as the city of Silverhearth itself. Having a look over and canvassing the area, you start kind of looking for clues as to the whereabouts of the missing captain. Whoever is leading this investigation and kind of exploration, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I think me and Morgan are both good at that.
Whoever wants to. It's up to you guys. Morgan pulls out her spyglass and goes,
What do your elf eyes see?
"What do your eyes see, Morgan?"
It's an 18.
18. All right. So Morgan, you spring into action. You pull your hood up and go into full tracking mode, I suppose. You crouch, and the little eye icon from Skyrim shows up, and you're like, yeah, now I'm in investigation mode. But you search the area, and rather quickly, with an 18, within under a minute, in fact, you look and you can see the heavy, muddied imprint of a series of boots heading into the forest. In its wake, you can see a number of broken and turnt branches, denoting that a group of individuals, without much respect for the land itself or any intention to hide themselves, seem to have left a bit of a path entering into the forest itself.
I'm gonna direct that to everybody else.
Point it out.
We have our path then.
All right. So you all find the path, are informed of it, and make your way inside the western wood from Silverhearth. You begin your travel. Some few minutes in, Morgan, you manage to keep eyes on the beginning of the path, but as you get deeper into the wood itself, the floor and rather the ground, the earth that makes up this wood becomes less of that of a dry or tamed wood and instead more of that of a marshland. You can see that the location and otherwise regional environment of the western wood is predominantly becoming a marsh here into the late stages of winter at this point. The Lake of Four Rivers, cold and bustling, has likely begun to expand and slowly entrench much of the surrounding foliage and wood itself. With each step, you all in the group begin to hear the slicking and sticking of your boots and attire, except for Bucky. You just hear glump, glump, glump as your hooves sink deeper and deeper with each step. Sorry to say, but the fur around your ankles is pretty much matted down. You can make some cool dreads out of it later. But
Sweet.
you eventually, after entering in for a little under about half a mile or so of kind of traversing, trying to follow this path, you get to a point where the water has now begun to fill in various aspects of the earth around the wood itself. And the path picked out by Morgan does not seem to be predominantly on display. At this point, you would likely need somebody who is able to find a path or telltale signs of it. This can be done via investigation, nature, or survival. Up to you
I'll
guys.
roll investigation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation, Bill.
17.
17. Looking around the foliage and makeup of the western wood, you see, while now it has become much more of a marsh and swampland, the cold and frigid water cooling much of the ground at it. While there's no actual path upon the ground to follow, no footprints, no heavy mud or boot prints that have not been already filled in or washed over by the soaking into the area, you do note, or rather review, again, a number of broken branches and chopped brush. After about a minute or so, you manage to find a collection of overgrown roots that seem to have been hacked away at, and pieces of low-hanging branches that have been chopped and discarded onto the side, making a more clear path. With a 17, you also notice something rather peculiar. Just a bit to the south of your position, only a few feet from where your group is currently looking around the area for signs or any hide nor hair of the captain of the Night's Watch of Silverhearth, you do note a very large, discarded and broken wagon wheel adorned with very finely crafted iron bolts that seem to make it ideal for traversing in more difficult terrain. It is cracked in half and is currently sat about halfway down in the thick muck of the wood.
Is this on the path that we were following?
It's just a bit south from the path you were following. After rediscovering where you think the captain and his group likely traversed further into the wood, this is sat at this point kind of like at an angle. So at an angle. So if we're talking the captain is heading like maybe northward, this is more a bit western, southwestern. It wouldn't be too hard to believe that these two paths might intersect at one point, but it is strange to see a wagon wheel in a forest that's this flooded and ill-maintained, and B, one that's still sticking up mostly above ground and with not a lot of filth or wear on it at this point.
Can JJ smell any sort of anything burnt or burning?
Sure. Yeah, give me a perception check.
That's a 6.
A 6. Yeah, you smell something rather burnt. There's a stench of like long done fire, and it kind of like a heavy scent of tobacco. You sniff it out, put your nose to the air, sniff, sniff, sniff. You get right up on Colt, and you can smell the inside of his mouth as he continues to chew his tobacco, and it has this kind of muddy, burnt, flavorless smell to the inside of his breath.
You know, when we're trying to find someone with fires, you should probably not do that shit, sir, Captain.
Do what?
You look and there is a fine pile of discarded tobacco spit in the area around Colt that is slowly creating this kind of well-worn tobacco and musky burnt smell around the captain.
Oh, you holding by my? I'm gonna pull it out of my mouth.
He pulls out a globule of well-chewed tobacco. And it drips. Yeah, and you see him flick it, and it sticks with a splat against one of the nearby roots of the trees and slowly slides down.
Sorry about that. It's a bad habit.
She'll just shake her head and start looking for other shit.
All right.
Do we want to follow what appears to be the path, or do we want to look more into this, potentially where that wagon may have been?
Did he take a wagon?
We weren't given that information one way or another. Could have.
Morgan will tell you the tracks that she followed to lead you into the wood did not bear wagon wheels. They were just boots.
Well, then I think we should probably keep moving.
Wagon is a real oddity in a forest this thick. The way it is.
And I'm already most of the way down this muck. Shouldn't be too hard for me to get to the bottom of whatever's going on over there.
Like me to summon a disc for you to ride upon.
No, I'm all right. I can keep my head above it.
Okay.
At least I think. DM. Can I keep my head above water?
Yeah, I would assume that being a goblin and being much lighter than most of these folks, especially being a monk, being kind of swift and light of foot, you're not sinking so deep. You're probably maybe ankle high because you're not. I don't think you're big into things of that sort. Your beautiful white pants definitely have some stains on them from all the mud.
Okay.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze be damned. You're gonna wear white pants in the mud. You don't give a fuck.
Right, well, let's continue on the path that we found then. I will lead us further down the broken route path.
All right. So Velithil guides the way. The rest of you fall in line. You all begin to head into the path. And as you all continue for a few hundred feet, you begin to hear voices from up ahead, grumbling and kind of yelling in the common tongue. They're muffled and still further up still, but you do hear them kind of in the direction of the path you're currently following.
About how far would we think that sound is?
You can roll me perception to find out.
Ooh, 7.
Clearly, it's 700 miles away. You're not sure how you heard it. The echo is just booming. You just know that it's up ahead. Not too far, not too close. You don't really get a good guise for the distance of it. But you do hear these voices. They're muffled. Definitely further up ahead. It's best you can get with a 7.
Hey, Morgan.
Should I
Oh,
send Aja ahead and look through her eyes and see what we're upon?
I think
yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's something better
Just
than
don't
walking right into it.
Just don't get that snake near me. I don't. But yeah, send it up ahead. I don't.
Really, snakes are wonderful people. You really need to meet a few. They're very, very
I've
kind.
met a lot. 300 of them.
300 goddamn snakes.
Right. We'll deal with that someday. There's people I can introduce you to. You get along. Hopefully. Right,
Probably
so
1,000
I
snakes
will
by now.
instruct Aja to fly up to be a bit higher amongst the trees and head towards the sound, and then I will start using my action to look through her eyes as she heads towards it.
Okay. So Aja soars. I'm gonna go with soars. She's a winged snake. Soars and curls around the nearby trees and shrubbery. As she gets closer and closer still, you leave your senses in the area, and as many of you kind of watch on, you can see Vel's eyes roll back into her head, her vision fading from her own form and joining with that of her familiar. As Aja heads through the brush, she maintains roughly about 80 foot or so ahead. You can see a collection of broken and torn shrubbery that's been pushed aside. And Aja comes upon a small group. She settles in on a nearby tree branch and provides a view of about 9 individuals, all crowded around a semicircle, many of them dressed in kind of open garb for the most part. She sees, let's see here. Oop, got my own cat yelling at me. What's this?
I will relay the information, but if you guys say anything to me, I can't hear you, but I will say, like, there are 9 individuals up ahead.
All right. So, Vel kind of mutters it to herself. She's like, there are 9 individuals that I see. I don't know what's going on. So you see a man in the middle of the kind of like double-sided circle from up ahead, kind of grumbling and tearing through a number of open crates and kind of looking over what appears to be strewn across the area, various bits of merchandise and things of that nature. You note that this area seems to be a bit above the lake level, or rather sea level, of the area, and seems a bit high and dry. There are a number of campfires that were on from what you can probably assume, and you can see through Aja's eyes from the previous night. You see this man. Whoop. There we go. Yay. See, I could put him here. Let's do that. And then we'll cut him down, right? There we go. Yeah. Look at that box. Look at that doing work already.
See, that's what I was talking about.
That's probably a good idea. It's just not all people are like...
No, everyone's going to fit in there a
Yeah.
little oddly.
Yeah.
But
So you see this individual with a large double kind of a morning star at his side, slumped over on the ground near him, kind of looking through, and you hear, what's all this? Worthless junk, all the like of it. Look at this. Silks. Rubbish. I was hoping for pearls, diamonds, bit of jewelry. I tell you, the next time we knock over a wagon, there better be better shit in it. You hear, well, I don't know, Cicero. I mean, it was pretty good up until that lady started screaming. I think we're going to do okay. We go take this up north, go to old Den Hollow, get a nice little, payday. Goes, oh, every last one of you is a piece of shit. You haven't an eye for quality. He goes, well, at least we had the idea to jump that fellow who come looking for us. He goes, yes, it's another problem we're going to have to deal with. As Aja's vision kind of looks along, you see one of the individuals in the area. At first you thought was just part of the group, but as Aja's dark vision reveals, you can see a member who is... does she have dark vision?
Have dark vision.
Well, fuck her in the face. No, I'm kidding. Give me... That's fine. I'm going to... Meh. Fucking snakes don't have dark vision. She senses it with her sense of smell for being a snake that a person is tied up. There we go. No, she would sense at least there is the scent of blood in the air. And as she looks over, she can see a rather stout individual stood behind a bound and gagged blur of a person that still clings and moves with the shifting and sounds of metal. And you hear, come on, Cicero, now why don't we just go ahead and slit that guard's throat and be done with it like the rest of them? He goes, no, that's not what we're all about. No. See, Silverhearth will pay for a good captain, and by the branding on his armor, he's a captain. You can tell it. He's got that haughty attitude, all of them do. They think they're all so special, oh, better than old Cicero. But no, we'll stow him away and send some letters into the city. They'll come looking for him, or they'll pay our ransom to see him return to his family. Either way, he might save this whole trip, make it worthwhile. He goes, well, that's why you're the boss, Cicero. He's like, indeed I am. Now keep looking. There's got to be something worthwhile in this bitch's wagon.
My senses return to me. There's a group of raiders. They have the captain tied up. Looks like they knocked over and are trying to loot a wagon that they don't seem very happy with what they found in it. How do we want to approach it? So are there 9 of them standing around, or is it 8 of them and 1 tied up?
Nine individuals total, and one of them seems to be tied up.
They do have someone watching the captain on him very close as he's tied up. Could be risky for his life. I do have an idea for that already, actually, though. Could make Morgan invisible and let her go say hi to the man who's guarding him.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I was about to ask, could we
That's the plan.
ambush him?
Wait. Before Morgan goes and says hello to the fella, any chance she frees the captain? Get a little bit extra surprise on our side?
He looks fairly injured and bloodied. It's difficult to see. Be more worried about actually just protecting him from those who have accosted him so far.
And I think he could help protect himself from those who accosted him if he was unaccosted, if that's what I think that word means.
That is a word.
Well, I think she did say that he was a little bloody and
Well,
messed
Morgan
up.
could
I'm not
try
saying the fella
to
has to fight.
untie him, and it would not break the spell, so she would still be invisible to still attack someone.
That's what I'm saying. Like he don't have to fight, but it's a whole lot easier to not get stabbed when you're not tied up and stuck.
Well, the issue is, what if he freaks out, knows that he's cut loose, doesn't see why he's cut loose, and starts freaking out and then gets himself killed? That's his main concern. I mean, it's not that I don't trust Morgan's ability to be sneaky and
Well,
snipe
we'd all be
people and
approaching
kill people.
too. I'm saying we let Morgan go a bit ahead and off from us so that she can get the drop on the one that's nearest him while we handle the main group.
Sounds like a good plan.
The old crouching rogue hidden knife.
Now, as for the rest of it, do we want to try and pull them away from where they're at, or do we want to go and meet them on their ground?
Could try and pull him. We know Cicero's name. Call out to him. Don't know how they'll react, though.
We could
They're
use
certainly
minor.
looking for a more productive use of their time. They want a better treasure. Does anyone have a lot of gold on them right now? Just make them think that.
What was that, Bucky?
Yep.
I was gonna say we could use minor illusion to like make a sound in the forest or something like that, and divert them a little bit, divert their attention.
Wait, Val. You said that they were looking to get something more than whatever they got from that other wagon. Yeah.
Yes, it was silks and other materials. They
Right,
weren't very happy
so-
with their lot.
So what if we pretend to also be traders, and we pretend to be lost, and we fake an argument about being lost and ruining all of our good jewelry and whatnot? They'll come running for us.
We could try that.
Why do they
Or
have the
we could
captain
just-
alive?
Use the advantage we have to just take care of them as we approach.
Why do they have the captain alive?
They want
To ransom him.
Well, shit.
From the way
You
things
just-
sounded, most captains and the lot are likely lesser nobility amongst Silverhearth. So that's probably the best pay that they have on them right now.
Well, what's better than capturing one captain? Capturing two captains. So maybe
And they are
you
not
can
going to
use
believe
your-
you're from Silverhearth.
you could use someone can do that minor illusion magic stuff on my armor, make me look like maybe just put a symbol of Silverhearth on me or something, and then I'll be yelling for the captain. Do we know the captain's name?
Oh, Colt. Please allow me to remind you of your complexion.
Shit. Fair enough.
I think that we should ambush. I think that's going to be.
I could alter myself to
Yep.
look like another captain, but then I wouldn't be able to make anyone invisible.
Yeah. Well, it was worth. Yeah, probably not the best idea. I mean, I'm sure ambushing will be fine. I mean, as long as we get the go ahead from Morgan that she's got the guard that's watching the captain taken care of, and we can handle it. I doubt in the middle of combat they're gonna try to kill a tied up dude.
Well,
Well,
we
they'll-
can distract them, and then
It's
Morgan
not that they'll
goes in.
try and kill him, it's that they'll threaten to kill him, and then we won't be able to act without risking him.
Now hear
So
me
we
out.
need to approach just a little bit behind Morgan after she sneaks in. So they will be distracted by us, and then we can keep the captain safe. Do you see what I'm going for?
Here you go,
Kinda-
Orville.
Now hear me out. These fellas are upset. They're poor. What if we just offered to pay the ransom and saved them the effort?
I don't think. I really don't like that. We could offer them to surrender and to let them go if we won't horribly brutalize them, but to simply pay for their misdeeds.
We did that once. Long time ago.
Memories of a tiefling gang flash through the party's
Yes.
mind.
And,
Wasn't happy about that one either, if I recall.
no, and
You're
I
right.
got a weird feeling about that nowadays. It's a real not good feeling about that one.
All right, so that idea's off the table.
If we were to try and offer their surrender or to allow them to simply leave, I'm not opposed to that. But at the same time, we do have to ensure we're making a move to actually save the captain, because if we approach without being ready to take them down, they will surround our captain, and we will have a much harder time.
Fair.
I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think we should overthink it too much. Just Morgan does her thing on the guy, and that's guarding the captain, and then we approach around the same time. And I think that should be good, in my opinion. But if anyone feels differently, I don't think negotiating's a good idea, because it ain't gonna stop them from just trying to steal our gold and try to kill us anyway. And then they can use captain as bait anyway.
And without an illusion upon all of us, we don't really look like merchants, we look like mercenaries.
Yeah, that's fair.
Colt, plate mail. Bucky, half plate mail. Everyone has a sword, except for Vel.
Ahem.
I thought you had knives or some shit.
I have a silver dagger.
Oh,
I had Morrigan's knife, but she was worried about it being gross, so I licked it clean and gave it back to her.
oh right. Well, you're walking around with 2 guns strapped to your arm anyway, so
Yeah, you got
bam,
those roadhouse fists.
roadhouse. So what's the play, guys?
Some kind of distraction, and then Morgan goes in, and we go in after.
So what's the distraction?
We could like have a voice call out from the forest in the other direction behind them, kind of divert their attention.
Or you just approach guns blazing, well, fists flying, swords flying.
You can say that. You just can't use plural.
Gun blazing. This gun.
Gun blazing. This gun right here.
Got this gun.
All I need is a horse so I could be like John Wayne in True Grit. Just
Opposed to the distraction, my only concern with it is that they leave more on defense to guard the captain than they do to go investigate.
I mean, do we really need to untie him right now? Do you think they'll
My
kill
plan
him?
wasn't even to untie him, it was for
Yeah.
you to kill the person guarding him.
again, I feel like we're overthinking this. I think Morgan sneaks in, takes care of it while we distract. I think that's fine. I honestly think we're way overthinking it, and I hate to say this, but worst case scenario, the captain. That's a terrible thing to say. I'm not going to say it out loud. I mean, if he's dead and we got to drag back, I mean, he's dead. We can't do anything about it, but I just...
Yes.
These are bandits.
Orgo looks
they
at Vel for a second here.
Yes. What? I can't fix that yet. Give me a little bit
Yet.
more time.
What time is it now?
It's still early in the morning. Daybreak just hit, so you can still see sunlight pouring in through the top of the canopy. You guys traveled for inside of maybe about an hour, give or take. And here you are. So still rather early.
Right, so distraction or just approach?
say just approach.
Yeah, just have more going slightly ahead, have her do her thing, and then we ambush right after her.
So I can technically I can kill that guy and then throw a dagger at somebody else distracting him and then...
Well, you won't
block
be
the
invisible the second you
captain.
strike one of them, so just be aware of wherever you place yourself and how you decide to act.
I mean, so we're just going in, no distraction at all, just...
Our entire group is going to be the distraction because we're going to rush in at them.
Okay.
I think
So-
that sounds like a plan, right, everyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will cast invisibility. My free once a day.
Okay. Casting it on who?
Morgan.
You cast invisibility upon Morgan. Morgan, there is a glittering shimmer that dances across the front of your form.
More like a shadow.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah, because you're casting it from your feet, right?
I honestly, you know how they have the flavorful casting. I think all of my magic kind of has a shadowy flair to it at this point from
Sure.
touching into the Shadowfell.
Works for me. So as you see Vel casting her one remaining hand, kind of weaving through the somatic components, you can see this kind of bolstering, almost black lightning trickle in her fingers and erupt out from this now orb that exists at the end of her elbow of her adjacent arm. You see this dark shadow kind of pool around your feet, Morgan, and slowly encroach up your frame. As it does so, there is a flash and a kind of a puff of black smoke, and there is nothing more than a small kind of faint shimmer around where Morgan used to be. You can, if you squint real hard, you can see her, but otherwise she is as one with the shadows.
Okay. I guess I will start making my way over there quietly.
Making my way down. Okay. You start heading over quietly. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. And before you tell me the result, what is the rest of the group doing?
Bucky will hide behind a tree.
Okay. So you're going to get closer and hide behind a tree?
Yeah, like within sight of these guys.
Where
Line of
we
sight,
are right
but
now, we
far
don't have
back.
sight of them yet.
Yeah, that's the
I think we
point of
wait
order.
a turn or two for Morgan to act, and then we approach.
Gotcha. Crouching.
Crouching Bucky, hidden warlock. All right. So Morgan sneaking up. JJ, Colt, Orville, Vel. What do you guys want to be doing?
JJ will be about, I guess, one round or whatever behind Morgan.
Okay.
And she's going to ready Bane
Okay.
for when she notices that Morgan goes off of his.
Gotcha. Being that you are kind of working on stealth, I wouldn't ready the spell because I think if a turn passes, you lose it. But we'll say that you're preparing to cast it. Not fully like a reaction ready because I don't want to have. I don't want to have to borrow Colt's glasses and go technically and get that in the comment section on YouTube. So we're just not gonna do it. Now I'm looking at you, comment section on YouTube. Anyway. So you follow behind Morgan. Go ahead and roll stealth as well and hold that result. Don't tell me yet. Orville, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move on up as well.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit ahead of Bucky.
Okay, got you there. So you kind of group up with Bucky, out of the way, but not moving too close to the campsite. More just kind of you're waiting in the wings. You're on in 5. You're waiting in the wings. You're getting ready to go there. Colt and Vel, what do you all want to be doing?
I'm staying
Oh, sorry.
behind Bucky and Orville at this point, since I'm concentrating on the spell.
Sure, works for
So
me.
I'm going to be furthest away.
Okay, furthest away, easy to do. And Colt, how about yourself?
Pretty much the same, just kind of near the same area, not too close to the camp, but not too close to the rest of the group, just to not like bump into anybody or anything like that.
All right, easy enough to do. So you all take up your various positions. Morgan, what'd you get for stealth?
I got a 22 with a lucky point.
Ooh. You nearly step on a branch and then you manage to just barely glance over it and you look back and go, whew. You lean down low.
You actually would have had advantage on that because you're invisible right now.
Ooh, also true.
Mm.
So do you want to roll 2 dice?
Same thing.
Okay, so save your lucky point. Redeem your lucky point. You invisible, what's it name? But you begin to make your way through the forest. Easy enough to do. JJ, you said you're following alongside her?
Just a little bit behind, but yeah.
Okay. What did you get for stealth?
14.
14. Okay, you crouch down low, move up, and you kind of wait, seeing the brush that Morgan heads down, kind of following Vel's instructions that were scouted out by her familiar Aja. Morgan, you head a bit southward from the group. You clear through the kind of overgrown brushes, the invisibility from Velithil, managing to hide much of your movements, activities, and shadows amid that of the darkness of the wood itself. You come up into view as you push past the perimeter bushes of the area, the somewhat cleared out and high ground area of the wood, yet to be disturbed by the overflowing northern river and lake. You come into view as you push past of a pair of barrels and a very large wagon. The wagon has a large kind of hastily adorned wheel that does not seem to fit the other 4, and the remaining 4 ironclad wheels that have kind of like bits of iron and scrap put upon them seem to be all in various states of disrepair, as if this was lugged and rushed into the spot. You get a good look and view of the area, and as your half-elven eyes adjust to the perimeter, you note and you can see a various collection of individuals all kind of digging through barrels, empty chests, boxes, and crates, grumbling and kind of like muttering to themselves and keeping busy. The sounds of shuffling and procurement echo across the open area. As you follow Velithil's instructions around this wagon, however, you see a rather stout individual standing guard over a bound and gagged individual in black armor with a long sword that has been stripped away from its sheath and now discarded some many feet in front of this guardsman, so to speak. You look it over and you can see that this individual is poised in front of the guard captain, matching various descriptions of his hair and cut and color, and seems to be unaware of your presence at present moment. What do you want to do?
Will I be visible if I pull out weapons?
Nope. I don't believe invisibility breaks until you make an attack roll or an aggressive action. Or the timer runs out, but I think regular invisibility is like an hour. So
casting any spell as well.
Oh yeah, don't cast spells.
Is there space behind him?
If you move around, so you walk up, you push past the few discarded barrels. You can see inside is a collection of rationed food, some preserved meats that seem to have been partially consumed at this point. The other barrel sits toppled over, filled with a number of string and weaving materials. As you move past the two barrels, you hop and push yourself pressed up against the wagon, this kind of broken and bundled thing, and move to the rear end of the wagon and peek over from the side. You are now behind the bound captain and the person who is currently overlooking and watching this individual.
Okay, is there anybody close by? Or is it just that one?
It's just this one guardsman. As you look over, the nearest person to you stands, let's see here, about, as you eyeball it, maybe about 40, 50 feet away, and is one of a pair of people that are currently digging through a trunk, pulling out brightly colored garments, silks, and various different dresses. You see one of them as you kind of look over and take stock of the situation, turn inward to the group and hold up a bright pink dress and go, "Well, I think old Sally from the north will like this, huh? Can't wait to see her dance around with her thighs sticking out. Maybe we cut it a bit shorter before we turn it over. Oh, she's going to curl my beard something fierce." And you hear, "Why don't you think about keeping it in your pants until we get our payday already? God." And he goes, "Oh, sorry, I was just trying to make conversation. It's not that anyone's coming looking for this fucking captain. It's been too long. They're just going to write him off as another casualty." He goes, "Just keep digging. There's got to be something good in here." I say, "Fine. Fuck yourself." He rolls it up and he starts kind of like packing this brightly colored dress into his pack.
Okay, but they're not looking towards me, obviously.
Nope. They seem to have looked away. If I could do the little triangle vision things from Metal Gear Solid, they're like doing this and you're like over here.
All right. I'm gonna come up behind the guard.
Okay. You walk up. You see this individual holds a large polearm. Is wearing what appears to be kind of like padded armor. It's not so much like even leather. It's kind of like a collection of like wool and other pieces of like. He's pretty much wearing like a winter coat that makes up the about of his armor. Blends in well with the forest and has this very heavy looking polearm in his hands and kind of you can tell he's supposed to probably hold it over the captain to threaten in case need be, but is kind of like preoccupied, like looking out in the direction of the rest of the group, seemingly annoyed to be on guard duty, and he yawns, kind of like, yeah. You approach and you manage to get right up behind him. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna stab him with my short sword.
All right, you very quietly, quick and quiet, draw your short sword. It feels light in the hand. You flick it around to have the blade face the length of your arm. You cock it as a trained rogue ought to, and swing. Go ahead and roll to hit at advantage for being invisible and being undetected. So roll advantage, 2 dice, higher result, please.
That's a 21.
21. You strike true. The blade sinks into the upper part of the man's neck. Go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack. Snicker snack, sneak attack.
That's 12.
12? Okay. You feel your short sword kind of tear into the upper trap of this individual. You feel him go, "Ugh," but being trained and such, I need you to roll me a sleight of hand check.
It's a 15.
15. Thinking quickly, you move your open hand with your bonus action in front of this man's mouth and angle your short sword a bit deeper past the trap into the front of his jugular. You hold his mouth shut and sink every single inch of your short sword deep into the kind of front area of this man's trap, into the front of his chest. You feel it slowly slide in, and slowly his grumbles turn from and he feels slack in your arms. I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
We playing Hitman tonight.
Playing Hitman.
Sounds bad. Oh, that's an 11.
An 11. Fortunately, not a fail. You hold this individual firmly and you slowly pull your blade back. You feel his weight go out from his legs, his halberd about to drop. You manage to kind of angle him to have the halberd land, kind of cusps in his gut. As you slowly lean him down on the ground, you strain and shake your muscles, barely able to lift this full adult human softly onto the ground as he starts to pool blood out in the area there. You look around and very quickly take stock of the situation. You don't appear to be noticed at this point. I need you to roll another stealth check.
That is 14.
14. You look around and let's see here. All right. You said 14?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You look around and you slowly peek your head up as you begin to kind of re-engage your crouch. The bushes that separate you and the nearby other guards seems to provide you a little bit of cover. You see one of them start to kind of look in your direction for a moment. They seem to be turning that way. The same guardsman from before, or rather these would-be bandits, kind of stops and pulls out another brightly colored dress and goes, well, would you have a look at that? Look at the cleavage on this one. Oh my God, my summertime gal would love that. And kind of angles the dress in front of the other bandit who was going to look in your direction. And you see him go, oh, I don't like it as much. Yellow's not flattering. Really washes a bitch out. He goes, oh, I'll wash her out, all right. And elbows his friend in the stomach. You again hear the barking from their leader of, would you stop having a lollygag? Tired of all this lollygagging bullshit. Keep your eyes on the prize, boys. There has to be a gold in here. There can't be the only chest we've found so far. And the pair of them kind of like, oh, yes, boss. Yeah, oh, yes, boss. Sorry. Oh man, I'm going to get it wet tonight. the guy kind of like groans and like and turns and looks away from your direction. They do not seem to have noticed you.
Cool. I'm going to... Can I try to untie the captain, I guess?
Sure. You look down at the bound captain. He's unconscious, and you can see at the very top of his head a large indentation, likely where he was assaulted with some type of bludgeoning weapon. He is concussed and is trailing a bit of blood from the front of his nose, but still breathing, albeit irregularly. You lean down and you see that his arms and legs are tied and bound. Easy enough to do with your short sword. You manage to kind of pierce it and cut down the length, and you manage to unbind and unrestrain this man. However, he is quite unconscious at this point.
Okay. I don't know what else I can do before you guys get here.
Well, they're watching you.
I thought I was coming in and killing this dude, and then we were like...
Yeah, now that the people who are more forward would be moving up now.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say.
Gotcha. I didn't know the plan. I'm like, I try not to listen.
I was waiting for like the melee people to be like, I move up now.
I move up and punch him in the face.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not melee anymore. I'm gun.
I'm the Lord's
Cool.
justice.
I'm glad the tank isn't melee anymore.
The tank said, I got plate mail so I could be ranged. All right, easy enough to do. Orville, Colt.
Guess I'm walking up then.
Yeah, the pair of you.
JJ's gonna move up a bit too, to be in 30 feet.
All right, to be up within 30 feet of Morgan.
The two fellas.
Two fellas. Okay, you'll be. I'll put you as close as I can. So you guys begin to move in on the position, and doing so, the loud kind of clattering of your armor spurns a lot of attention from these would-be bandits. They turn in your direction, and you hear, "What the shit? Hey, everybody! There's someone coming up here!" And we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, we will start our combat. So, for everyone who's been watching, I really appreciate staying with us. When we come back, we're going to have a fight with these would-be ne'er-do-wells, and they might deliver some Weaver's justice upon them. We're going to go to break. We'll come back in, let's call it 10 minutes. It's 8:46 on the eastern coast, so we'll come back at 8:57, just to give everyone enough time. Feel free. We will be right back, and we certainly look forward to y'all sticking with us tonight. So let's see here. I think Ooh, yeah, there we go. Hey, we're back. Got it in one. Look at that. I was unsure because normally we don't get it in one. So, welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone had a good break. I know I did. Hope you did too. Winky face. I wish I was more handsome. All right. So when we last left before break, we had the Weavers chosen, the Seekers of Lady Galante, investigating the missing whereabouts of the Night Guard's captain for the city of Silverhearth, which is currently on lockdown following the captain's orders for investigating some nonsense out into the wood. The Seekers of Galante tracked down the missing captain and found a number of would-be bandits that have made the wood their staging ground for looking over the various sundry goods that they have taken into their own possession. After some quick use of magical ability from Velithil and the channeling from her connection to the world far beyond the mortal planes, she managed to make Morgan invisible. The oldest stage trick in the book. You make the other beautiful woman on stage disappear. In doing so, Morgan utilized this shadowy veil to sneak up and get the better of one of the bandits in question, the guard who had been tasked with watching over the captain, and managed to use her short sword to unlife him. That's how we're going to do it. As we left for break, the group was now boldly walking forward, the hostage secured and safe as far as they know. And now the front line begins to approach a bit more boldly and a bit more with a sense of purpose. So, as we bring it on back, let's see if this will work here. I think it's, I have a button, I don't have a button, I have the wrong button. What is that button? Oh, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. This one. Boop. There we go. All right, so as you all approach, I hope everyone can see that. The guards here, actually, we're going to make it a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller now. A little bit smaller now. Oh, Lord. A little bit smaller now. There we go. Now we can see everybody. Yeah, there's all the tokens. I'll zoom in as need be. So, Orville and Colt, you all begin to march on up a little bit at a time. Whoa. Move that out of here. Bucky following in suit, Vel in the back, and your snake I'm just going to put in this corner. JJ wanted to be a little bit closer, and Morgan atop the bloody messing remains of this would-be bandit. You now sit, I can't zoom it in. You now sit in position over the fallen and unconscious guard captain. You see the small various campsites set up throughout the area, as well as a number of searched through and plundered sundry goods. As you all approach, you see the man with the mace. I'm going to wiggle his picture. This guy. The man you have heard, or rather Vel has heard, been called Cesario. Call out to you all. You go, hey, now, what's all this about? You all lost in the woods? You seem a little overdressed for a stroll this morning. And you see each of them now kind of drop what they were doing. Each of these members of this retinue draw up their weapons, and you can see from the far end, behind a pair of bushes, the small amber light of the burnt end of a stogie poking out from the bush, and you can hear a clicking sound as a heavy crossbow is readied from a man atop the small rise to the far end. I think if I don't know if I do that. Yeah, there we go. This guy. That's where you hear the clicking from. But their captain calls out to you. He goes, well, Wood's got your tongue. Out with it.
Well, we see that you've acquired some goods that probably didn't belong to you. And looks like you got a captain that don't belong to you either. We're here to make sure that they see their way back to the people they belong to.
That's where you're wrong there, friend. Me and my trading company here are just a bit lost in the forest. We came across this captain individual having been beaten and left for dead by his own men. We got lost heading northward. I'll tell you all the same, everything here is my property. It's all a matter of perspective, really. I've taken it all into my own self, and I'm sure if you come here and speak with me formally, I can show you the proper credentials to your redskin self.
No, that'll be all right. We've overheard what you had to say already.
Well, then I guess there's no sense in talking, is there? Shoot him! And as he says this, you see the man from the back ready his heavy crossbow and pop out of the bushes. You see a long knotted beard and a black coat emblazoned with a number of small dwarven sigils that run the length of it. As he readies to fire, I need everyone to roll initiative. And hold that number, and I will call for it. Let me do my rolls. We do public rolls. If you look and you're watching along with us, I don't like to really use the DM screen, even though we're online. So all of my dice rolls will be on the far left of your map. I can't make it any bigger than that because I got to fit all this stuff on Fantasy Grounds. But it's the best I can do with what I got. All right. So with that, who had a 20 or higher on their initiative?
Aja has a 22.
Okay. Bucky, what'd you get?
21.
Okay, so Aja goes first. Bucky goes second. Let's see here. I believe I have all their stats pulled up. Let's make sure. All right. All right. Who has a 15 or higher? I see JJ. I see Colt. No one else? Okay. JJ, what'd you get? Unmuted. Unmute that shit. Beep boop boop boop.
19, please.
19. And Colt, what'd you get?
15.
15. All right. Let's see here. Yep, 19. That'll work. And Colt, what is your dexterity modifier? Oh, I can see it down here. I don't have to ask you shit. You have a 16 dexterity, you have a +3. This new layout is amazing. I got a cheat sheet now. Yeah, that's great. I don't have to ask perceptions anymore. Yeah, that's actually really helpful. Okay, we're going to pause real quick. I know we're in the middle of like a combat or whatever. But y'all, seriously, shout out to JJ Lightning. Fucking tremendous stuff in the Discord, whatever. This new setup, absolutely beautiful. It's like putting a DM screen on the table for all you guys to watch. Hopefully it makes it following the action and what they're doing a little bit easier. I don't want to do the D&D Beyond integration because I think that's stupid. So I think this is amazing. So sorry, just had to do the shout out. So 15. So you have a +3. I have a +3. What is, it's like you're wearing heavy armor, right?
Yes.
I'm going to say that slows you just enough. So that guy will go first, and then Colt. All right. I know that's probably not the way it works, but whatever. I'm not going to go through the rules on that. It works that way because I say it does. Anyone have a 10 or higher? Morgan, Orville, what did we get? Oh, Morgan first.
Oh, I got a 12.
12, and Orville?
Also 12.
Okay. Who has I'm assuming Morgan has the higher
Also
dex.
a 12.
Also a 12. Okay, so I'm going to go Morgan because she's a rogue. And then I assume that Orville actually works out and Vel does not. So I'm going to do Orville.
I have a +2.
You have a +2. Orville has a +4, right? And then also +4. So yeah, I'm going to go Morgan, Orville, and Vel. And that leaves us to, I think it's everybody, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Did you roll for Chunkini?
Is Chunkini making an appearance?
I mean, I can.
It's up to you.
Did you bring Chunkini through the bog? That's the question.
I would assume not, since we were doing a stealth mission, and every 4 feet,
not.
Chunkini would go.
With
You
the
just
little
like-
tinkle of bells.
Yeah, a little ting ting with its belled feet that you stole from Mig, or rather acquired from Mig. We don't say stole.
It's the best thing for a rogue to have. I hope you now bring him with you on any stealth mission you have in the future.
It's like Morgan,
Every
what'd you get for stealth? Oh, I got a 27 stealth. Amazing. Chunkini, what'd you get? After disadvantage for bells, I got a 2. So it's just like, I don't know what's holding that cat up, but it's floating. All right, so easy enough to do. Aja has the initiative. The winged snake takes the stage. What do you want Aja to do, Velithil?
I would like. Yeah, Asha's going to approach the closest person there.
Mhm. So-
And just be right above them and use the help action, and then is going to stay there
Okay, so 30 foot this way.
and up one more.
Couple more.
So it's only touching one person. Yeah.
Okay, so 35 feet.
Yeah.
And not moving back?
Nope.
Okay, got it here. Aja moves forward, gives the help action on whoever attacks the person she's adjacent to. Bucky, you see the guard in the very front start kind of waving, this would-be highwayman, wave his arm up at this like hissing winged snake, goes, "They got some kind of weird shit, boss. There's snakes with wings and shit." And he starts swatting away at it. He seems pleasantly distracted. His buddy's just like, looking out for other winged creatures. What do you want to do, Bucky?
I'm going to hex that guy.
The freaking out guy?
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep role playing him.
I'm gonna hex his strength.
All right.
And then Eldritch Blast.
All right, you hex your strength, you aim, you have advantage for Aja clearly distracting him. Roll to hit.
20 total.
A 20 total. Well, you've managed to nail this man in padded armor. You hit with an Eldritch Blast. Go ahead and roll damage as this Eldritch energy leaves the glowing palm of your hand. This crested, thorny tattoo explodes out in a cavalcade of green energy.
15 force and 1 sec for the hex damage.
Okay. I'll wait.
And 6 necrotic.
Okay, so a total of 21 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay, you fire off this bolt. You see this coursing bolt of a green nature-based energy trail through by your beck and call of your Warlockian powers, and you fire off this bright, thorny bolt, directly cutting through the wood, leaves bolstering up and trailing in a bit of almost foliage covering the ground as it passes over. The bolt turns, and as the man is waving off the snake, it finds purchase in the middle of his chest, and you hear this cacophonous boom. He turns and takes a step and looks to his friend, and his friend goes, Clyde, old buddy, old pal. And you can see, as he turns to you, you hear this slopping sound as there is now a very large hole through the middle of Clyde. And he kind of just looks over. You can see bits of his internal organs spill out from the front of him. The force of impact was such that it nearly doubled his hit points and has blown clear through this individual. You see him take one step forward and then slump down in a splattering sound. You hear his friend scream out in horror, and he goes, "Oh my Lord, Weaver's in heaven! They done killed Clyde!" He goes, "You sons of bitches and your winged snake demons!" He waves his fist at you.
Bucky says, "Surrender, or that's going to happen to you too."
He goes, "Oh, well, we can surrender, boss." You hear his boss yell, and he goes, "Anyone who surrenders is going to get fucked in the ass by my sword." He goes, "But sir, you use a morning star." He goes, "You heard me." He goes, "Right, sorry, sir." And he, like, shakily, you can hear the rattling of his weapon in his hands. He's like, I'm gonna get you. Anything else for your turn, Bucky?
That's it.
Okay. It is going to be Scaredy Magoo's turn. Scaredy Magoo will walk forward. He's going to aim his lance or his hatchet at Aja. He goes, "This one is for my buddy." And he's going to swing. He gets a 15 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. He deals 1d10er. He deals 9 points of damage to Aja.
Poof.
Poof, the snake. As the snake vanishes, he goes, "Oh, I killed it, boss! Boss, I killed the demon!" He goes, "Good. Now you got another people to kill. Not that I don't think they're demons." He goes, "I don't know. They're pretty scary." That is his turn. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. Gets out. You see him kind of go forward, and he holds out this long kind of pole arm and starts kind of moving back and forth. He seems to be a bit on guard and taking a bit of a defensive motion. Coming over here, you hear 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to Morgan. Walks up to you and goes, "Oh no! They killed Travis! Travis, what the hell they do? You bitch!" And goes and swings his pole arm at Morgan. Morgan, does a 19 hit you?
Sure does.
Sure does. His halberd comes down for 11 points of damage.
Ouchie.
Yeah, you see it swing down, and you feel the metal kind of tear into your back as you're still kind of crouched low from your attempt at hiding. The guy next to him, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, barely makes it. He'll swing on you as well. He goes, "This one's for Travis." He gets a 19 on die, so that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Can JJ react with a cutting words real quick?
Sure, go right ahead.
All right, awesome.
Tell him to go fork himself.
Basically.
Don't forget the defensive lucky that you could use, Morgan.
If you want to have me re-roll.
It's just -1, unfortunately.
All right, brings him to a 22. You good with that, Morgan?
Nah.
Nah, son. Okay. I can use a point of lucky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I re-roll. I get a 19 on the other die. So either way. Fate ordained, nah, you get in this one. So
but you're not lucky today.
You're not lucky? Not today. So he brings his halberd down. You hear JJ shout out and go, "Oh my!" and like doesn't really get the distraction out as quickly as she'd like to. He goes, "What?" and his halberd sinks into your back heavily. You feel a cracking from the kind of the lower vertebrae of your spine. He deals 5 points of damage to you.
Okay.
Okay. And those are the only 4 bandits I have left, unfortunately. That brings us to JJ's turn. You watch as one of them has slain Aja. The other 2 are laying in heavy halberd strikes into the back of Morgan.
There's at least 3 around her, right?
Yeah.
Are there 4 within 30 feet, you'd say?
5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah. Yeah, they're all 4 of them are within 30 feet easily.
All right, so she is going to go ahead and cast Bane at 2nd level.
Okay.
And she's going to try and hit all of them. And I need a charisma save, please.
Oh, they're real good at charisma. They're real pretty guys. All right, so their group gets a 7, -1, brings them to 6. I'm just going to roll them as a group because they're in mob mentality. And yeah, so they all fail. That's easy to do.
She's going to say, "All right, sweethearts, pack it up. Let's go."
All right. So Bane is a -D...
D4.
D4 to anything they do? Okay.
Attacker save, yeah.
Got it. I will note it here. Anything else for your turn?
That'll be it.
Okay. Bane! You think the magic is your friend. It is, because we're simple country bumpkins. That is your turn. The captain starts to stand up straight, does the old John Moxley, pulls up his 2-handed Morning Star and slumps it over his shoulder and starts making way towards the biggest and baddest of you. So he'll take a step forward, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You see him step forward, dig in his heels and grits his teeth, and you see him lean forward and lunge out in a big, wide, scathing swing, seeming to give himself a reach as he takes a wild swing at Colt. Colt, I get a 19 on die. Dice are hot tonight. I apologize. He is coming across for... Let's see what his total is to hit. Please hold while this DM refreshes. He's coming for a 24 to hit. Yep, okay. So he strikes in with this big Morning Star. Make sure here... Oh, I apologize. This is a maul. Ooh, even worse. So the maul, and then his ability. He's going to come across for, I think it's plus 3. That's going to be for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right.
You see this big heavy swing, and again, you're looking at it here, and like his weapon is not long enough to clear that 10-foot gap, but as he takes a step forward on like kind of the edge of where he's standing, you see him lean into it and reach his hands all the way out, and very much like take a very wild looking swing. In doing so, just barely manages to kind of crest the front of your armor and kind of like etch a very large screeching cut into the front of your plate mail, and kind of you feel the tip of the spikes of his weapon tear through the front of your newly minted plate mail. That is all he can do, because he can't do his ability 2 times in a turn. Okay. His friend in the bushes, you see a smaller man, does not appear to be all in all the same height or shape as many of the other individuals here, moves over to the side, and you see him level this heavy crossbow down, aim it, and you see him take a thumb and lick the front of his sights before aiming it far out, and you hear, "Deer hunting," and fires off a shot at Bucky. Bucky does a 17 hit.
Nope.
No? Okay. You see this bolt fire off from the distance and strike at the nearby tree behind you.
DM?
Yo.
Is there any attempt? Could I attempt to grab it?
I think you have to be the target of it for
I
deflect
do
missiles,
have
right?
to be the target, yeah.
Okay. So,
Okay.
unfortunately not. I'm sorry.
All right. All good.
So he makes his first shot there, and he will take his second shot with his crossbow against Bucky as well. And you hear a ping, and you see a bolt fire straight up into the air as it just hurls itself through the canopy. He goes, "Blasted thing." And you start hearing a clicking sound as he starts reloading it at the end of his turn. That is his go. Colt, your move.
Quick question. Can you use an offhanded weapon as a main-handed weapon as an action for an attack?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay, I was just curious.
Offhand just lets you also wield it in your offhand.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But there's no rule against, like, you could still use a dagger same way as you could use it in your offhand or your main hand. Otherwise, rogues would have a really hard time.
All right, so bonus action. Bonus action, Fighting Spirit.
Okay.
Give myself advantage plus 5 temp hit points.
Mhm.
Then action, we're gonna aim that big old gun right at the captain's face.
Okay. You all watch as Colt takes his free hand, slams his chest a few times, Kylo Ren style, really bolsters his spirit. For a moment, everything seems to go quiet, and you hear that wow 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 wow. He draws this large brass weapon from his sight and aims it directly in the captain's face. What do you want to do, Colt?
So let's go ahead and pull the aim and pull the trigger.
What's it load with?
Just a regular silver bullet.
Okay, easy to do. The main slug. Go ahead and roll to hit.
And that is dexterity plus my
Proficiency.
Plus proficiency.
And then if I don't know if your fighting spirit gives you advantage on all attacks, or if it's just melee attacks, or what have you.
It says weapon attacks.
Well, this is a weapon, so yeah. You have advantage.
Okay. So 18 plus. So 21.
21 definitely hits.
Okay. And then, damn, I forgot what kind of damage this does. Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Check your Discord. It's in there. I posted all the rules for it.
Yeah, I have it. All right.
You said it's the regular steam shell, right?
Yep. mhm.
Okay. So on hit, the steam shell deals 3d10 piercing plus your dexterity modifier as a base damage. And then I'll read the rest second. So go ahead and roll your damage.
It's going to be 24 damage.
24 damage. You strike true. The front of the weapon tears into the front of this would-be captain for 24 damage. You all hear this echoing, cacophonous explosion erupt out of the front barrel of this weapon that Colt has drawn. It blows through the treescape, and very much you see birds start leaving in various directions and scattering to the winds. I'll read it for everybody. So for a 0.5 steam shell, a standard round deals 3d10 piercing damage plus the user's dexterity modifier as a base of damage. If a medium creature is the target of the attack, it must succeed at a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, or any creature or object behind it has a chance to be also struck by a silver ball round. In this instance, the initial hole, the hit, blah, 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 blah. We'll go from there. The captain will make a Constitution saving throw to see if his guts can contain the lead ball that you just shot through, or silver ball you just shot through him. He gets a 17 on die and managed to sink it. You hear this big heavy shot, and for a moment blood starts to trickle out the front of him. In doing so, you do note that there is no exit wound, and the silver ball is now stuck firmly in his abdomen. As he kind of like stares there and looks at that, you can see his eyes are wide open. He goes, "What in the hell?" and coughs up a bit of blood and goes, "Oh, you're a real son of a bitch." And he goes and like,
Yes,
how was that?
I am.
Yeah, you hear some grumbling from far behind, but everyone kind of just stares and on. And like one of the other individuals looks, goes, Cap, you okay? He goes, "I'm fine. Keep fighting." Is that your turn, Colt?
Yeah, for now. Actually, I'll move up right on top of him.
Okay.
Right in front of him.
You move to get in melee with him?
Yep. mhm.
Okay. What's it, gun and shield out?
Main hand, sword, offhand gun.
Okay.
Right? Because it can be an offhand.
Yeah,
I know it's big, but
yeah,
think
no
it's,
worries.
yeah, it's one-handed.
It is one-handed. All right, so long sword in hand, gun in the other, and you begin to move forward onto this individual. Morrigan, there are two new friends that have your back right now. What do you want to do with them?
That's a good question. I guess I still have my sword out, so.
Yeah, you still have your short sword in hand, covered in the viscera of one of these guys who remains.
Well, let's stabby stab then.
All right. You angle a slash at this man and swing for it. Being that you're not moving, do you want to use your bonus action roguey thing so you get advantage since you're all alone?
Sure.
Seems like the thing to do.
No, actually, no, I'm good. I don't want to use that.
Okay, fair enough.
I rolled when you said that, so.
Oh, okay, no worries. So you swing at this guy. What'd you get to hit?
A 24.
You'll still clear it easily enough. So you're gonna roll your short sword, but you don't have sneak attack because you don't have an ally that's conscious within 5 feet. So it'll be a D6 plus your dexterity mod.
It's 7.
7. Okay. You swing through, getting a nick and a stab into the side of this guy. You see him, God, and starts bleeding as you pierce through his padded armor. You still have your movement and your bonus action with yours to do with as you please.
Can I also stab him with my dagger?
Yeah. You can whip out in your item interaction, since you started with your sword in your hand. You pull your dagger free with an item interaction, and bonus action, go to plunge this in the front of him. Go ahead and roll to hit.
That's an 8.
An 8 to hit. You swing at him, and your wrist hits on the top of his shoulder. And you barely manage to miss at this point.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
Can I hop up on that wagon?
You can. However, if you do, they'll both get swings at you first.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna chill.
All right. Hanging out. Uh,
I ain't got the HP to waste.
I ain't trying to hurt myself now. Orville, your turn.
I'm gonna walk the 20 or so feet ahead to
Mhm.
that fella standing by the campfire.
Boop, boop, boop.
I'm gonna try and wind up and punch him in the thigh and dead leg him.
All right, go for it. Roll to hit.
That is a 20 to hit.
20 will hit. You feel your fist boom, hit onto the side of this man's leg, and you hear a cracking sound. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 8.
Okay. You hear a very solid pop, and you definitely have dislocated some cartilage in his leg. He stands and he kind of like leans heavy on his other leg. He goes, "You green son of a bitch!"
All right, we're gonna go for a flurry of blows here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for his other leg now.
Sure. You cock your arm back, and as you get ready to deliver your flurry of blows, you see his captain turn and wheel his weapon around on you. He goes, "No one hits my boys!" And he will use his reaction to trigger his sentinel ability and swing at you. So the captain will bring it on for you. He gets a 13 on die, which brings him to a 5, 6, 7, 18 to hit.
That lands.
Okay. He slams in with this heavy set weapon, and it spikes coming to you for 9, 10, 11, 12 points of piercing damage. Oh, Colt, yes. Reducing damage with
Can
your
I
reaction?
use a reaction on a reaction?
Yeah, I mean, your reaction is based off... We're playing Magic here. Yeah, man. You want to counterspell my counterspell? You go right ahead. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing.
All right, I'll do interception.
Okay.
Because I'm a football player now. Apparently,
Mhm.
that's a sports ball term. Anyway, so I'll reduce the damage by 1d10 plus 2.
Do you have to have a shield up for that?
It says martial weapon, shield, or simple weapon.
Okay, cool, yeah. You bring your sword out and you fling it forward and kind of try to peel off a bit of the damage that swung into him. So go ahead and roll your d10 plus your bonuses.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 damage.
Hey, better than nothing. So it'll be 9 damage total, Orville, as he cracks you on the side of the head.
Got it. All
Hey,
right,
the
back
rest of your
to the flurry of blows. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, targeting his good leg now.
Yep, go for it.
That is a 17 to hit.
17, you again bring your elbow in, crack into the side of this guy's leg. He leans hard on it. Go ahead and roll damage.
It's another 8 points.
8 points. You strike true. You hear a breaking sound from his leg, and it kind of tears through a bit, and you can see bones splinter out from the side of his leg. He drops his weapon and starts howling in pain. He goes, "Ah! Ah! The little green demon's on me! He's on me!" And he starts falling down. He starts spraying blood from the fractured bone in his leg that you've completely destroyed. He starts bleeding out almost immediately.
All right, bye, Connor.
Wow.
I'm gonna turn around and roundhouse the captain, I guess, with my third attack.
You turn around and lift your now mud-stained white pants and boots, and you go for a bright kick onto this man. I get, yeah. Go to hit.
That is a 13 to hit.
13 to hit. I think we'll miss. Let's see here. Yeah, 13 miss. You swing heavy at it, and he kind of brings up the wood of his weapon, and you hear a sounding tunk as your foot connects with his weapon, and he kind of glances it off. He goes, "You ain't got the stones to beat me."
If you say so, boss.
All right. Let's see here. That is your turn. Vel, your turn.
Demons, they call us. No, let's see what kind of monster we are. And I will spend a spell point with my bonus action into my arm.
Okay.
And I will get a 3.
A 3. Oh, fun. So as you hear Vel speak this, a bit of arcane energy is channeled between her fingers of her still kind of waking hand. She holds it forward and presses her palm to this large, reconfigured orb of shadows that you had procured. And as her hand begins to crackle with energy, she starts to slowly kind of pull it forward and web out from her fingertips some sort of strange and macabre creation from her arm. You see a writhing mass of muscles. Right? Yeah, I think it is. It is. Yeah, 3. I think I have it here. Hold on. Make sure I get the description
Massive
right.
muscle.
Yeah, there we go. You see, I was like, is it 3 or 4? So you see a writhing mass of tendrils, muscles, tendons, various open mouths with teeth that begin to grow from her appendage and slumps to the ground beside her. This large and wicked looking thing you can see kind of writhing with just various shadow energy as it courses and pools around the spellcaster. Bucky, you can hear this arm almost speak to you, and you can hear these soft whining groans as she has abjured this strange and unknowable thing. It kind of howls out in an unspeakable language, these and it seems to be alive of its own accord. That is your bonus action, Vel.
Well, that's a fun one. But I think I have to deal with other things before I can let it cry. I will step forward so that I will be within 60 feet of the guy in the back.
Okay. Let's see here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60.
I want to stay above Orville if I can.
Oh, you want to stay above? Oh, you want to go like here?
Yeah, so like get an angle.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. So 5, 10, 15, I'm sorry. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. On the nose.
And then I will begin to channel some shadows and try and grasp his body and mind as I cast Hold Person.
Okay. What saving throw is it?
That is Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okie dokie diddly doos. All right. He is a very wise person. After rolling an 8, he gets an 8. So his body begins to rigor and tear. You see a coarse bolt of black shadow energy web from your fingers and strike out like a howling banshee across the night. This dark effigy of shadow kind of engrosses him, and slowly his body kind of twitches and moves. The shadow takes on his shape and holds him in place. And you can see these coalescing tendrils seem to bind him from moving. He kind of looks. Is that your turn?
I used 5, 10, 15, 20. I will step up and be 10 feet above Orville there.
Like there? Or
Yeah.
here? This one?
Yeah,
Okay.
there. Either one's good.
Okay, we'll leave it there, just so you can avoid the brush. You see again this writhing mass of tendrils off to the side of Velithil. More monster than woman at this point. That is the end of round 1, shockingly. Bucky, your go. Rest in peace, Sasha. Bucky, your go.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Shatter on a point that hits those 3.
Oh God.
The guy in front of Morgan, the guy next to him, and the guy next to him on the other side.
Let's see here. Okay.
Without hitting any of our party.
What's it, a 20-foot radius?
It's a 10-foot radius.
10 foot. Okay, so here to 10. So like 1 back, right? 1, 2.
Yeah, it's,
So like,
yeah.
ooh, whoa, don't move it. Let's see here. So you want to center it like here, right?
Yeah, there I should be able to hit all 3 of those guys.
Yeah, I think it's 10 foot out, gets that guy, 10 foot out. Actually, you might be able to get this guy, right? 10. Oh, no, it's 10. Okay, so you're here. Yeah, you managed to avoid everybody and hit all 3 of these guys. That seems like a good spot.
All right.
All right. What save do they need to make?
It's a con save, I believe. 1 sec.
Don't tell me the results. Never tell me the odds, kid. They get a 18 plus 1 brings them to 19.
Oof. They pass, so they're going to take half damage.
Hold on. Minus a d4 because they are baned. So 19, 18, 17 instead. I think they still probably make it.
Still pass, yeah.
All right. So they will take half damage.
11 damage.
11 damage. Okay. Total, or is that after halving?
That's after having it was 22.
22 total. Okay. You see all of them raise their weapons up and kind of like, oh, and turn just in time to see this kind of explosion, this thunderous bell from behind them. It shocks and throws them all to the ground. You hear a snapping sound, and all 3 of them land and they crumple on the ground, even at half damage, because they have 11 hit points total. And they are in like kind of like various uncomfortable, macabre positions. Most of them now with broken necks and broken bones. All 3 hit the ground. You hear their leader kind of call out and go, "My boys! Oh, you've done made a fool of yourselves now here today.
I gave you the chance to surrender.
I gave you the chance to fuck off."
Well, that's just not going to happen.
He grumbles and growls and seems enraged at this point. That is your turn, Bucky?
I'm going to move my hex to the leader and hex his strength.
All right, he hex his strength. The captain, the leader, kind of wheels around and grips his weapon in both hands, kind of leans it up and begins to take a kind of a big heavy swing towards Colt. Colt, I'm gonna swing at you.
JJ is gonna make a really discordant strum on her lute.
Okay.
And she's gonna do another cutting words.
Go for it. Roll it.
-1 again.
-1. So he rolled a 2. So -1 gets a 1. Plus his bonus doesn't get anywhere close to what plate mail does. So he does big heavy.
Bane.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's not baned. All of his friends were baned, and now they're dead.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he takes a big heavy swing. You see it clear over the front of Colt's armor. But he is in melee and doesn't have to rely on reach anymore from his ability. So he is going to grip and grumble, and as he's kind of missing with one attack, he'll swing a second time and reaches in to grip hard and swing on Orville with the second attack. Boom. Orville, 16 on dice, +5 brings me to a 21. Does that hit?
Oh, we're on the pain train. Bring it.
Colt, do you want to use your reaction? Or no, you've already used it, right?
I used it last
because they off a sentinel
on his reaction last time.
So you see him grit his teeth, stand his ground, and heft this weapon. As he tilts the tip of this kind of heavy morning star maul at your direction, Orville, you can see he's throwing his entire shoulder, and the way in which he is attacking seems to be that of a very well-trained fighter. So for his base attack, he swings in for 5, 6, 7, 8. And 9, 10, that is 13 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
Okay. I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
That's a 1 in total.
Ooh, that's rough. So you see him miss off of this heavy strum from JJ. Ding! Seems to kind of throw him off balance a little bit. He slams his foot on the ground to regain it and uses the force of his momentum to smash his weapon into the front and chest of Orville. Doing so knocks you from your feet, Orville, and throws you prone as he hits with a tripping attack. In doing so, he finishes the round by hefting up his weapon, and being in melee once again with the captain, he slams down his weapon towards your chest, now attacking with advantage. He rolls a 17 and a 3, so we will take the 17, and he will swing for 9 points of piercing as it slams heavy on your chest.
That's Xaxes. We're taking a nap here.
Okay. Colt, you watch as the second hit crashes into the front of Orville's chest. Blood starts to drain through his button-up shirt. And you can see Orville gasp out and his eyes roll back as he drops unconscious on the ground. That is the end of the captain's turn. It is going to be the held person's turn. You see him holding this heavy crossbow, this shadowy essence, holding him in place and gripping him, seeming to be unrelenting and restraining him. Does he get a save at the end of his turn, Vel? I think so with hold person,
Yeah,
right?
he gets one at the end of each of his turns.
Okay, and it's a wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
Straight roll. He gets a 14 at the end of his turn.
That is the magic number.
Okay, you see this shadowy essence begin to strain and evaporate across the front of him. He grumbles and groans and breaks free of the shadowy hold and goes, oh shit. And starts kind of looking over and surveying this, but is too slow to move. His movement has been hampered by this spell, and he will have to wait until his next turn. Colt, your go. Your friend Orville's on the ground, and this man is turning to you now, kind of lifting up this now gored and covered morning star headed Maul as he turns back to you with a good glimmer of hate in his eye. JJ, what you got? I see the finger.
I think I'd go before Colt.
Do you? Hold on. You do. My bad. Hold on. Helping would be helpful. Sorry, JJ. Go right ahead. My bad. I'm terrible.
Oh, you're fine.
It used to be Morgan, and now I'm missing your turns too. That's how bad I am.
That's okay.
How's it-
JJ is going to skip on over behind Big Boss Man,
Boop, boop,
right next to Orville,
boop, 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 boop.
and she's going to tap poor little Or with the wand of Cure Wounds.
Mhm.
And he is going to get 9 points of health back. And then she's going to take her sword.
The wand's I was gonna say the
Yep,
wand's
yep.
an action, right?
Yep. And then she is going to take her bonus action and activate her saber.
Okay. You again grip the hilt of this weapon. You kind of pull forward from yourself, and you can feel yourself kind of panting. The heat of the day still moistening much of your body with sweat. Go ahead and roll your dice for the hilt. But as you pull forward, the large gem in the base of this saber kind of coalesces and pulls the moisture from your body. You can feel a bit kind of drain from you, and slowly but surely the beads of sweat and kind of residual liquids from your body form into the long blade of a saber before freezing in place like a jagged edge of ice.
All right, sweetheart. Last chance.
He looks back to you and sees that Orville is conscious again. He goes, "You're right, last chance for you to leave." He grips his weapon and seems steadfast. He goes, "I won't let you murder my boys and get away with it." That is your turn, JJ? All right, Colt,
She's going to stay there.
your go. You are now flanking.
I'm just gonna take a swing with my long sword.
Shing. You have a swing at advantage.
So 23.
23 definitely hits, and I cry about it every night before bed.
That's 12 damage.
Okay, 12 damage. You strike through the front of your longsword, tearing through the upper shoulder of this individual. He howls a bit in pain and turns and looks in your direction. He goes, "You ain't shit. I had a harder time with other people." And seems to take it. Seems grumpy about it, but, I'd be grumpy too if all my friends were dead.
Is the pistol isn't, well, even if it isn't, the longsword isn't considered a light weapon either, so I can't two-weapon fight with those.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can bludgeon him with the pistol if you want as a bonus action. It is an offhand weapon, and it does have a melee attack.
Oh, okay, so I could... I thought with offhand weapons, they both have to be light weapons. So.
I don't believe... I think they have to be... They might have to be, I believe. I don't know. We'll find out together.
Two-weapon fighting, I think, says that you have to have 2 light weapons or something.
Let's see here. 2-weapon fighting. Let's bring it up. Specific rules. Rules in D&D Beyond. The conditions for it is... Yeah, no, you were right. They have to be light weapons. Okay. Just kidding. Don't worry about it then.
Yeah, you need the feet to bypass that.
Yeah. The feat lets you... Yeah. So the rule is the conditions for the bonus action can be abbreviated as both one-handed weapons you wield must be light. If you have the 2-weapon fighting style or the 2-weapon fighting feat, you can remove the restriction about not adding your modifier, and then the feat removes the restriction about light weapons. And yeah, the feat... Oh, so the feat is dual wielder. Sorry. There you go. So yes, you cannot...
So that's the next feat.
That's the next feat.
Yeah, then that's my turn.
Okay. Easy enough to
I don't
do.
want to waste too much stuff.
Fair enough. Morgan, your turn. You look, and after your ears stop ringing, you look around and you can see Bucky giving you the thumbs up as three men almost explode and are now crumpled in very awkward, macabre positions. Their necks snapped in horrible ways. And you can see that now many of your friends have this individual very much surrounded.
Can I yank out my short bow and aim at that guy in the back by the fire?
Yeah, sure. You wheel around, short bow in hand, aiming at him.
That is a 25 to hit.
25. The arrow sinks into the top of his shoulder. Go ahead and roll damage. I think it's a D6 plus dex, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's 5.
5 points. The arrow sinks out, and you hear him howl in pain. He goes, "Oh, shit!" Anything else for your turn, Morgan?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Orville, you have been recently healed. You have some damage on the front of your chest. I'm assuming you stand up?
We're awake and we're mad than hell.
Fair. I would-
Stand up, brush myself off,
Get up, stand up.
and we're gonna throw hands at this fella.
All right, you take your hands, you rip them off at the wrists, and you throw them at him. They splatter on his face, and he just kind of looks really annoyed. Go ahead. Roll to hit.
All right. First attack. That's a 17 plus.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
23.
He left his plate mail at home. Colt's wearing 8 points. You crack again, another heavy hit into his side. He groans. Ah, you son of a bitch. Still seems to be standing.
All right. We are going to throw a flurry of blows at him.
Okay. You ready to blow him? I'm in.
God damn it. First attack.
Yep.
That's a nat 20.
You.
We're gonna juice that with a hand of the harm and fury of the small.
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't you?
Of course.
All right. You angle a perfect hit. You cock back again, Roadhouse style. You get ready for just a haymaker. And as you're reaching forward, everything's perfect. You can feel the weight of your body behind this. This is going to hurt. A crit is coming. And then your goblinoid instincts take over and you go, junk punch. And you just clock him right in the dick. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. Let me make sure I got all this right. Yep. Okay. That is going to be a total of 14 points.
14 points of damage. You hear a big heavy hit into the lower regions of this individual. You feel him groan, and as the force and momentum of your goblinoid fist carries strong and true, you hear a popping sound and something squish underneath the weight of your knuckles. And you feel, you pull it back, and he's standing there, and he starts shaking, and you can see a trail of blood begin to pull down the side of his leg, and he goes, he's still conscious, but not by choice.
Pressure procs as well.
Okay, what does that do?
Until the start of my next turn, all the attacks made against any creature that I crit are at advantage.
Well, that seems fair and fun. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's a stupid
Where's
ability.
that from?
That's a feat, isn't it?
Crusher? Yeah,
Crusher.
it's a feat.
The Crusher feat from
quite
Tasha's.
fitting as well, if you, if you ask
awesome.
me.
Anytime you make, I think it's
Ow.
a bludgeoning damage crit or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime you crit with bludgeoning.
All right, you see him buckle his knees. Oh, and he definitely seems to be more than a heft distracted. That was the first one of your flurry of blows, right?
Correct.
Okay, you now have advantage.
I'm just seeing if I can hand of harm multiple times in a single combat.
Just sumo palms.
You can use this feature once per turn, so no, I can't. I can't absolutely mega juice this turn.
Lame.
But we're gonna take our third attack here.
All right, third attack from flurry of blows.
Another 23 to hit.
Yeah, you strike true. You kind
and
of
8 more points.
8 more points. You lift up, and you can almost hear the background of Hadouken! And you uppercut right in the front of his chin as he's leaning over. You hear a crunching and a break of his jaw as it kind of slings over the side. You hit the button right on it, and you hear a cracking sound as he slowly falls back and lands into Colt's arms before slumping down and passing out. With 8 points, that brings him to 66 damage, and he is unconscious and very much bleeding out as one of his balls has been ruptured.
Damn, you didn't have to do him like that, Orville.
God damn.
Good job, Orville.
Who's got the stones now, bastard?
You see Vel like, good job, and her arms like. That is Orville's turn. Vel, it is your turn.
This guy probably has cover from all this stuff in the way.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a hilltop, but yeah, he's got like a bush that's next to him. It's like right over. Hold on, I think you can highlight it. He's got this bush over here that he's saddled up next to. But if you got a clear line of shot on him, you could do that. Clear line of sight. There we go. Blah blah blah. Clear line of shot.
Okay. I will. I will step up and go over behind that keg looking thing there
Let's see
to
here.
give myself a little bit of cover.
This one here.
No, the further one up. Yeah.
Okay. You wander up through there. You get a clear bit of cover. You can see this individual like shakily holding this heavy crossbow and like looking left and right. Are you trained in insight?
No.
Okay. That's all you see.
Yep. So I'm going to give him a little chill touch with my horror arm.
Okay. You hear a scream cut through the air. And definitely you can feel his blood run cold. Go ahead and roll.
Oh, that's a natural one.
Natural one. You hear it tear through the ground, and you can see this energy coalesce around this mass of muscles and mouths and pour out in a kind of a pool. Vel, very Akira style, angles this big fleshy arm forward, and you see it trail through, and as she focuses for a moment, it and forms this shadowy claw that then crashes directly in front of her into the ground and tears through the plant life.
Oh, still getting the hang of this. Don't worry, everyone. Everything's fine. You're going to be dead soon, friend.
You can see visible fear on this person's face. Bucky, top of the round 3.
Bucky moves up, let's see, 15 feet.
All right.
So I could be 60 feet away.
Ooh,
And
wrong one.
then
15 feet diagonal.
make me a whiz save.
A wisdom save. I'm real good at those. I got a nat 1.
All right. Dissonant whispers.
Okay. You whisper sweet horribles in his mouth.
It's 12 damage, and he has to move as far away from me as possible.
That he is totally fine to do that. You start whispering something aghast into your hand, and you blow the whisper on the wind. You can see this collection of green leaves, this almost very druidic power source draw from you. As it carries the whisper on the wind, you can see the leaves wrap around the outside of his ear, and as he kind of hears it and shakes, he goes, "Oh! Oh!" And he throws his heavy crossbow up in the air, and says, "Fuck this isn't worth the pay!" And he starts running as fast as he can off the board. He takes his movement to run as far away from you as possible. So he'll run 25 feet off the board. And then is it the end of your turn, Bucky?
Yep.
All right. At the start of his turn, he is going to run 25 feet and then dash 25 feet. And then it's JJ's turn. JJ, you see this guy chuck his heavy crossbow up in the air and just run for his fucking life.
I was trying to get close to him to suck all the life out of him.
Yeah, shit. Well, I guess I use this thing for nothing today. And she's gonna, shake off her saber.
All right, you take your saber and you start shaking it, and it's very firm. It's enough to be considered a weapon. And then you remember underneath the hilt, there's this small clip, and you kind of just go, "Oh right," and you aim it into the ground and just fire the blade forward. and it just shatters and breaks into the earth and becomes a myriad of small icy shards. You are left with the hilt still intact, and you're able to tuck it into your pack easily.
And then I guess she'll use a bonus action and pass out some healing to whoever seems like it needs it most.
All
I
right,
think more.
probably.
So you're gonna get a little.
Little bit of healing.
That's 3 plus 4, so you get 7 points, please, with healing word.
Woo.
All right. So Morgan, you regain 7 hit points. I'm gonna just go down the line. Colt, Morgan, Orville, or Vel. Are you guys gonna give chase to this guy or let him run away? If you let him run away, combat's over. If you want to give chase, we'll stay in initiative.
How far away is he?
At this point, he is run 3 times, once from Bucky's ability and twice from his own. So he is roughly about 75 feet away. Plus wherever he was at on the map. So he's 75 feet from where he was at, which is... He was in this square. So he's 75 feet from this square. In a straight line away from Bucky. Whisper, whisper, whisper.
I want to give him a parting gift.
Ooh, Colt died. Okay. Colt's camera's bugging out.
So I'll just fire off one last chill touch to see if it can give him a little kiss goodbye.
Sure, go right ahead.
Nope, I can roll a natural 1 and then a 2.
Hey, it's double the result. Morgan, Orville,
This thing is
Colt.
not.
I mean,
What
I
did you
could
say? What?
lob an arrow at him.
I don't.
Yeah.
I
If you
don't know
want
what's
to.
going on with my camera?
It's weird. It's a weird camera.
Maybe you have to disconnect it and reconnect it real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
Sure.
unplug it, replug it. So, ooh, hello. Weird. I'm just watching
What
Colt's.
happened?
Oh,
This is why we can't have nice things called.
maybe just
Maybe disconnect from the channel.
yeah, maybe exit the channel and then come back in. See if it reboots your camera.
Yeah, just like full disconnect from the call real quick.
Boop, boop. Then restart your visual. See if that works. Yeah. There you go.
Hey!
Oh, for a second. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Oh,
Hey!
maybe. Hey, there we go. It's better than nothing. All right. That'll work. So, yeah, I mean, you could lob an arrow at him, Morgan, if you want to. He'd be in the second range increment, but you could technically shoot him. At this point, he has no weapon and is just running for his fucking life.
Yeah. Let him go.
All right. Orville, you good with letting him go?
I suppose, yeah.
All right.
I'm chasing out if we want me to, but
Easy
It's
enough.
not worth my arrow.
I don't think it's worth the effort.
Fair enough. So, with that, combat is over. You all find the captain of the watch freed and unconscious at Morgan's feet. But the bandits and their leader have been dealt with, these would-be highwaymen, and only one of them seemed to have escaped. At this point, what would you guys like to do?
JJ is gonna start walking over toward the captain.
Okay.
And she's gonna cast another healing word on him.
All right, go
just
right
to
ahead.
get him up.
Go ahead and roll any amount that's gonna work for him at this point.
Yeah, it's 8.
8. Okay. Yeah, you cast a bit of healing over the top of this guard. He props up and pops up and kind of looks over the group as his eyes kind of spin around in his skull. He kind of, oh God, what the hell?
Do you happen to be Mr. Captain Dumont?
Yeah, that's me, Finn Dumont. Who the hell are you?
We're some the Seekers of Gulanti. we just handled your job for you, sir, so we could get into your city. So if you could kindly get up.
Yeah, no, I can get up. Let me switch this over here. Yeah. And trim that down and move this up. Hello, everyone. I can see how you did that, Land. And trim that down and move this down. Hey, there we go. Boom. So the missing guard captain slowly rises to his feet, his embellished armor still kind of glinting through this. He looks about, recovers his helmet nearby from the area that he was ambushed. He kind of grumbles and looks around for his sword and looks to you all and goes, terribly sorry we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. A thousand apologies. This is embarrassing. Thank you. I guess we'll start there. Thank you so much for coming to get me. I honestly thought I'd be dead by now.
No problem at all. We just wanted to make sure you were all right. There's a hold up in town. Someone said they hadn't seen you for a while.
Yeah, we went after these strange fires in the wood, and I thought myself and a few of my men could handle it, but apparently we're no match for the hit-and-run tactics of these individuals. Again, apologies. I'm a bit caught off guards here.
You said your men?
Yes.
Where are they at?
Do you see him around here? And he turns and looks around and doesn't seem to catch them. For those of you trained in perception, you can look into the far west end of the area. You see the shadows of 3 individuals hanging from a tree.
Found them.
Yep.
He kind of like, do you point that out to him?
I just say found them, but I don't point anything out. I'm not drawing attention to my horror arm right now.
Oh, fair. It's more like a mutter, like, found them. Yeah, you definitely see these individuals hanging from these highwaymen, dealing with them and dispatching them. He kind of...
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
He looks around the area and he goes, well, I don't have much that I can do other than help you all out. You said there was a delay. In the city?
Your folks won't open the gate. But I did have a question. They mentioned someone about a woman, and this was her car or her goods.
Yeah, we had heard a rumor about a woman ambushed on the roads here. We gotten word about it, and I had assumed she had gotten hit further south from here. But from looks of it, this seems to be her cart, rather wagon. I mean, she should still be back at the station, having given her a report and run for her life. But seems like they wanted her property, not her.
Oh, so they didn't get her or anything.
Thank the Weavers for that. Bunch of fucking savages.
Bucky's gonna look through the belongings of the dead guard bandit cap.
Okay. You rifle through his pockets?
Yep.
Sure. You pat him down. All said and told, he's not carrying dreadfully too much. On him you find 2 well-worn kind of knives. They're not even really officially daggers. They're like kind of like sharpened blades, like throwing knives. You also find an old military jacket is what he's wearing, that bears the crest and symbol of Din Hollow. You look across, you find his spiked maul that he was using to beat the shit out of Orville with. And he has in his pockets a collection of coins totaling 12 silver, 6 copper, and 8 gold pieces.
Colt, you want this Morningstar thing?
The mall?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not much of a mall person, but I suppose we could take it with us. And does it look special or something?
Well, he seemed to like it.
Special enough to put me in dirt for a moment.
Yeah, my camera's freaking out, and I have a great face on. I love it.
It's sad cult
I just
variety
look like
hour.
I'm just asleep. Just like asleep.
It's the nappy boy. The nappy cult.
Take a few minutes to cast Detect Magic and take a look around if there's anything, but I doubt it.
Sure. You look across the area. From what you can see with Detect Magic.
I was in character talking to the group.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Like if they wanted me to do that. Because it's going to take 11 minutes to cast it.
don't mind me. I just got a big mouth.
I mean, I think that's a good idea because maybe we could look to see if maybe any of this woman's belongings are here and we could bring it back or something.
Alright, I'll get to it, and I will start the ritual casting of Detect Magic.
Okay. You start ritual casting Detect Magic. The captain finds his sword among the scattered belongings and takes it, kind of wipes it off, and then puts it back in the sheath at his side. He finds his helmet and kind of holds it and belts it to the side of his hip. He looks you all over. He goes, yeah, if the plan is to recover this woman's belongings, definitely seems to be the right thing to do. If you guys could, I would really appreciate a little bit more help, just making sure we can get it all loaded on this wagon and drag this thing out of the marsh.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Sure.
And he starts.
Someone go get the wheel, I can reattach it.
I guess I'll go grab the wheel.
All right, Colt, you dart off to the
go
east.
with Colt.
All right, Colt and Orville, you guys head off to the east. You retrace your steps, and before long, find the heavy wheel. Some like 10 or so minutes of walking away. You manage to pluck it and pull it together out of the muck and marsh, and easily recover it and begin to make your journey back. The group sets about picking up and collecting the various sundry goods that have been stowed away from a number of the would-be highwaymen. A number of fine silks, dresses, and garments, all the materials that you would assume you'd find from a seamstress or tailor. You find in kind of heavy collections here. A number of tools of the trade, large needles, and balls of bolts of various silks and sundries, and balls of yarn and things for knitting are all kind of across the various area. It definitely looks as if whoever this individual was some form of tailor coming to the city late into the evening to sell her wares. You all managed to kind of pick up most of the campsite. Vel, your Detect Magic triggers after 11 minutes. People are still in the process of putting things away. You look over the area, and for the most part, everything seems to be fine. You do note a small glint of magic emanating from the hilltop far away from the area where the woman's goods were.
I'll go investigate it.
Okay. You look over the area, and it takes a moment to kind of ready yourself and ready your vision. As you kind of canvas, and there's a bit of a curious look, you see that the top of the crossbow, the heavy crossbow operated by their shooter, the small kind of iron sights at the very top of it seem to glint with a bit of enchantment.
Well, here's an interesting piece. The sights on this crossbow would appear to be magical.
Maybe we could retrofit those to your gun, Colt.
I mean, that's not a bad idea, but I think Vel might be mad about that, considering with the other weapons and stuff.
Oh, true.
So-
No, Colt, it's fine. Everything's for you, our beloved captain. Honestly, I don't care. I think it
I'm
may
not
be
even
useful
here.
for
I'm
you.
grabbing the wheel. Sorry.
It may also be useful for Morgan. No, it's been 10 minutes for both. You got back when I
Nope,
finished
I'm
started
still
searching.
grabbing the wheel.
You're right
I'm
here,
just
right now.
holding on to this wheel.
Colt takes the scenic route with Orville. The pair of them sharing in his
It may
tobacco
also
chew.
be useful for Morgan.
Hey Colt, you see that bird up there? I bet it's tasty.
We could fit
Yeah,
this to a
probably
light
is.
crossbow as well, potentially. So let's
Just
take
two
this
goblin
with
boys.
us.
Sure.
Trying to get a bird.
I'll identify it when we get into a more comfortable situation.
Gotcha. For now, just write down well-made crossbow.
DM.
Yes, sir.
While the goblin boys are on a scenic route, are there any logs or rocks that look like they might be hiding some tasty morsels under them?
Give me an investigation check.
That's a 15.
15. You canvass the area, and for the most part, it just seems kind of well-worn, water-soaked, and all that. You note as Colt is busying himself with kind of like cleaning off the bit of the wheel, shaking it as much as he can, trying to get the brakes in it realigned. You look forward and you can see this toppled over tree that seems to be well waterlogged and broken. You walk forward to it and Mortal Kombat style, test your might. You ready your hands and and you break kind of the water weakened side of the wood. It cracks and falls away. You can see a number of large water bugs skittering around on the inside of this hollowed and pooled collection inside of this fallen tree.
Oh, goody, it's snack time. I'm just going to grab and eat one right off the bat.
You reach in, dexterous of might, and you grab up one of these water bugs and snack it between your teeth, and it pops and hisses a little bit, goes down easy, and tastes like a bug. A delicacy.
Oh, you want one of these?
Yeah, it's been a long time. Could use a little protein. Why not?
I'll grab one for Colt as well.
I am half goblin, all right?
You're
I
not-
wouldn't be disgusted by this.
You're a hobgoblin, not a half goblin. You're all goblin.
Yeah, but I'm also a soldier, and I know that like you got to eat
Half
some
goblin,
shit.
half soldier.
Whoa, we're getting to a really weird race debate here. I'm not going to get into that. Are soldiers a race or are they people? We're not
No,
doing
but I'm
it.
just saying, like, I'm also like a soldier. Soldiers would just eat something like rations or whatever they can find. They know that that's protein. I'm trained in survival.
Please don't take us down Twitch. Thanks. What's the
Deadpan look, Colt. It's like you don't care about anything when you're talking about
I know.
this.
the
Kind of
opinion?
really hate that face.
The opinions and discussions of Colt Honeycutt are not those of all of Second
There you
Wake. We thank you so much for this notice. All right, so getting back onto that. Oh Lord, the pair of you enjoy of water bugs. Are you taking some with you, Orville?
I'm grabbing one for Colt, yeah.
All right, Colt, you take it, you snap it, you feel its little legs twitch over the surface of your tongue. A delight, absolutely delight. Has the fresh, earthy taste you're used to from any other bug.
That's delicious.
I
Want
froze
some of
again.
my tobacco?
No, thank you.
Wings over. Belly old Copenhagen. Easy enough. You all set about the campsite, and as Colt and Orville return, you all finish loading the wagon. The captain dusts his hands off and looks to you all and goes, well, it's got a busted wheel, and looks over at Colt and says, might one of you be a carpenter? You could fix that?
Better.
I got mending.
I also have mending.
Oh. The mending sisters show up. Vel, at this point, your arm has returned back to normal quite some time ago, I believe. It's only
It lasts an hour.
Oh, that's an hour. Never mind. That shit is like crackling and
I don't
hissing.
think I can dismiss it. It's
No, you
just here
can't.
for an hour.
It's just here. This is it. This is your life now. Yeah, it's weird. So
It's very useful for a couple reasons, and then it's the least useful overall in every other situation.
then you're like slumping around this big fucking arm, like, oh my god, I'm sorry about my horrible appendage. So yeah, you you set to work, JJ, as you produce the kind of the pearly grips from your I believe it needs a pearl. You pull out the pearly grips from your instrument, Vel, you kind of bring in your focus and set about the mending rituals. The pair of you able to work together with the rest of the team to both attach this broken wheel and mend the various parts of it together, meshing a few bits of wood and metal to make a more formative seal. The wheel ends up coming out a little bit shorter than the rest of them, just because the extra use of materials has to be bent and mended in to kind of fit the area, but it'll run and it'll roll. Looking across you, the captain takes up the front of the cart, and he says, I can't ask for anything else here, but certainly at the very least, let's get you guys inside the city, huh?
While everyone was like Belle was looking around for stuff, JJ would have gone to the bodies of his fellows without trying to draw too much attention, and maybe grab like something to bring back, or like a signifier that for their families or something.
Oh, the guards who are hanging. You look at them, and in the process of this, as you kind of like go to that side of it, and kind of reach out to it, the captain never really knowing where his men went, as you guys kind of noticed it and didn't like, there they are. You slink away and you look it over, and all of them are wearing city regalia. Many of them have like kind of a sigil or seal that has been gilded onto the front of their tabards, signifying their rank. You could technically climb up and either reach down for them or cut them down, however you want to go about it. But their tabard seems to have like stitching that denotes their city rank.
Maybe not then.
All right.
All right, children back.
Okay, you head on back. Working together, if you guys are all cool with it, the captain of the gate, the Night Watch captain of Silverhearth, begins to move the cart out of the muck and marsh. Certainly between all of you, especially Colt and Orville, you guys have the manpower and will do and can do attitude to move this thing through the muck and the gunk of the area. Before long, inside of maybe about another hour or so, all working together, you wheel this wagon out onto the main road, and soon after that find yourselves back in front of the gates of Silverhearth. Only 2 hours passed. At this point, it's roughly about 7, 8 in the morning, being that you guys had just arrived when sunup had occurred. As you reach the front gate, the captain knocks heavily on the door of the front. You can see that there are a number of carts now that are kind of corralled along, and many of them have cheers and jeers, hearing and seeing the captain return back, many of them being fed the same information as the rest of you. The captain knocks upon the door, and you can hear the slide open up, and you hear, "Now look, sir, I have to tell you, I certainly everyone's told..." "Oh, hello, Captain." He goes, "Hello, Private. Could you go ahead and open the door and get these freaking gates open?" He goes, "Right, we were just waiting for you." He goes, "On the double. I'm not repeating myself." He goes, "Good to see you're healthy, Captain. Okay, bye." And closes the small gate. You hear shouting from inside, and then slowly you start hearing echoing of yelling of the various guards. You're, "Open the gates! Open the gates!" And you hear, and the large, heavy platinum gates split and begin to slowly open wide for everyone. Cheers from the crowd erupt out as many people ready themselves and prepare to move into the city of Silverhearth. They begin to kind of move past you, many of them kind of cheering and happy to be on about their day. The captain looks to you all and relinquishes the wagon to his fellow guardsmen, who rush out from the gate to kind of greet him and take over. He turns to you all, and especially directly at Colt, since he heard you guys call him captain, and go, "Certainly the city thanks you for everything that you've done. I can't openly reward vigilante work, but all the same, I do thank you, and you have my respect." And he outstretches his arm towards Colt.
I'll reach out and shake his arm.
He shakes gladly. He goes, "I don't think I would have made it out alive if not for you all. Certainly I will, I'll speak of this openly, that even those who are not true-born sons and daughters of Silverhearth still have kindness to those of us who strive to work and maintain a life here. I don't think I ever got any of your names, though. Again, formalities what they are. I would like to say that. You can call me Captain Finn Dumont. Who might I thank for my rescue?
We're Galante Seekers. We were chosen, and I'll go ahead and introduce myself specifically. I'm Colt Honeycutt. I don't know if you guys want to introduce yourselves.
Battlefield Dowenvay.
I'm Buck.
I'm a JJ Sir.
Morgan.
And you can call me Big Or.
Big Or. Well, truly you stood very tall today, I'm sure. Goodness, I can't thank each and every one of you enough. The Galante Seekers. I'll remember that. Truly, it is a good sign that heroes or weavers chosen as remarkable as yourselves have arrived within Silverhearth. Might I assist you with whatever your business here is to hurry that along for you?
Yes, JJ, I think you might have the paperwork. We're here to investigate. God, why can I not remember?
King's
Plummet.
Plummet.
Kind's plummet.
Hmm.
For a spire rising out of the ground or something like that.
Yeah.
We're here to investigate that.
The Herald of the King is expecting us.
Oh, the Herald of the King. Which Herald? I can at least direct you to his office.
Sensen the Mayor.
Sensen Lemaire. Oh. I guess that makes sense, considering yourselves. Strange they would go with Lemaire. Right. I can send word that you've arrived. And he kind of turns over and looks to the wall and narrows his eyes as he starts looking over the faces. And he goes, Jensen! And he points out at one of the individuals on the wall. He goes, you hear, yes, sir! He goes, get a message. The Galante Seekers have arrived for the King's Herald, Lemaire. He goes, yes, sir! I will have that delivered, sir! And he goes, good man, off you go. He goes, yes, sir! And he starts bolting off the top of the wall. He goes, he's a bit of a slow runner, so if you all want, I personally recommend maybe taking a stop in, cleaning yourselves up, and catching your breath just inside the gates here. If you go on up via the north main road, you take yourself a right. That's where you'll find the silver tankard. I highly recommend it. At least get yourself something to eat and rest your legs from a journey long and well fought. Again, I can't officially reward you all for everything that you've done for me and for the good of the city and good of this unfortunate woman here. But at the very least, there's nothing that a couple of friends can't buy each other some breakfast. And he reaches in his pocket and kind of realizes that he doesn't have his coin purse has been removed from him. Bucky, you know that most likely his gold is in your pocket, as they probably robbed him. And he goes, shit. He turns and looks and again narrows it out, and he's one of the guards is running by, like ushering people in, like yes, and starts kind of tying things up. And he goes, just a second, Seekers. And he turns back. He goes, Tim, give me your coin purse. And he goes, yes, Captain. And he goes in. And he holds it. He goes, that's what I thought, Tim. I'm collecting on a debt. I know about your gambling problems. He goes, no, I've never. He's like, save it. I don't have to write you up. I hate paperwork. So we'll just call this square here, won't we? He goes, yes, Captain. Yep. Square as a square. He goes, that's right. Square as a square. And he shoves the coin purse back in his hands and he comes back to you all. He goes, again, breakfast is on us. And I do thank you so much for everything you've done. He hands Colt, he hands you 3 gold coins and goes, least we can do for y'all.
We do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Well, we do have to make our way to meet with our guide here just for a moment. But anyway, you've got official business, I think, to get
Captain,
back to.
we should clean up first.
Yeah.
Be presentable to the nobility.
Yes, that is. Yes, you're right. Well, I just thought we should tell Helsa that we're gonna go get cleaned up. But
Well, Miss Helsa did say that she would go ahead and get everything handled.
I thought you said that it was gonna happen if we disappeared.
Well, it's gonna happen either way now, wouldn't it?
I suppose you're right.
As you guys mentioned, Helsa, you look down the road. You can see that she and the rest of the Talons are still guarding the wagons. You look and you can see what appears to be like a merchant of some kind on the ground, holding his face and screaming. For those of you who are perceptive and can narrow your eyes and really see that far, you see one of the kobolds holding a spoon with an eyeball on it and screaming and howling and laughing at him. The rest of the Talons are kind of crowded around, like cackling. And Helsa kind of just like looks, shaking her head, and seems to be like trying to explain something to the guy who is now like retched over in pain.
Oh, shit.
Bucky's gonna ask the captain why he thought it was strange they went with the Herald Lemire.
Well, how do I explain that? Lemire is, respectfully, not all there. It says he speaks to the great beyond and has heard a number of things. He's just not quite right. Among all the heralds of the king, while he is same station, a couple of us boys here on the wall, and especially around town, kind of tend to steer clear of the fella. He's got a screw loose or two.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, just keep your wits about you. You all seem like good folk, and well, he's a good person. He's different, you know. It's not often one of his kind gets to be a herald of the king.
One of his kind?
Yeah, real dopey looking, about 6.5, 7 foot tall. They got a slunch to him. There's a word for it, but I honestly don't know. Kind of reminds me of cattle a little bit, to tell you the truth.
Does Bucky know what a furbolg is?
Is Bucky trained in nature?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, Bucky knows what furbolg is.
Is he a furbolg?
A what?
You said he looks like cattle?
Yeah, kind of. He's got these long drooping ears like a dairy cow. Real slow speaker, wide eyes, stares off into nothing all the time.
Sounds like a furbolg to me.
Sure, if that's what that is.
Appreciate your help.
Yeah. Hey, this he leans into you and he goes, "This furbolg thing, it's not like contagious, is it? Because I've been around him before."
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Yeah, he's a weird guy. Anyway, I better get back to my job. Again, I thank you so much, but there's no rest for the wicked, right? Or, I guess I'm not really wicked, am I? No rest for heroes, or... Anyway, I gotta finish my shift. You guys have a great morning, enjoy your breakfast, stay out of trouble, okay? I don't want to come looking for you. And he heads off into the gate.
On second thought, should we go get Miss Helsa like Or said?
Yes, let's do that.
You guys head over and look over the area. You see Helsa kind of leaned over much of the kind of the crowd, and as people are passing by, they every so often stare a look or a glance in y'all's direction. Let's see if this works. I think her picture's too big. Yeah, her picture's way too big. That ain't gonna work none. That ain't. We're not. Hold on, wait. I wonder if we can whoop. Whoop. And then we'll shorten it. Whee. There we go. And then we do one of these numbers. And we do one of those numbers. And then we go cleavage for the kids. There we go. As she holds her traveling jacket over her shoulder, one of the kobolds of the Talons stands with a spoon, a bloody spoon, and an eyeball rolling around in it, and all of them start and they're all kind of cackling. There's a man on the ground rolling around holding his face, and you see Helsa leaned over him and goes, Well, I told you, you really shouldn't play with them, and especially if you're going to walk up and present something shiny to them. Really, this is your fault, and if you didn't make any huss with the guards, I would greatly appreciate it. Seekers, welcome back. Listen, fella here, provoked one of the Talons, and unfortunately, he didn't keep his eye on the prize, so to speak.
This fella had a real eye for trouble, did he?
Ooh, I like that one. You could say that he couldn't keep his eyes to himself.
It's almost like he didn't see this coming.
Oh, a bit blind in one, I'd say.
A little short-sighted.
Oh, terrible trouble about not having a sight for what's to come. As she says,
Full Letterkenny.
it's full Letterkenny. As this happens, the guy groans and goes, "You bitch!" And like sits up and then sees all of the well-armed and bloodied people around him and goes, "It was my fault. You're right. Okay, I'm just gonna go." And like stands up, and you hear one of the kobolds hiss and go, "Tusakarata!" and like reach out, and she goes, "Oh, he says you forgot your eye." He goes, he can keep it. Oh my God, he can keep it. And they all kind of like, ha! And she relays what he said, and they go, "Ho!" And you see the one in the spoon take it, and like they immediately start fighting over who gets to keep the eyeball. She dusts herself off a bit and goes, "Well, being that that's all taken care of, then what do you say we head in and I get this cargo unloaded, and the rest of you look like you could use a shave and a shower."
That's exactly the plan.
Yeah, but I agree.
Oh.
JJ has a couple of jars of moonshine in her bag, and she's gonna try and convey that they could put the eyeball in the jar and keep it forever.
Oh God. Roll me a, what'd that be? It's like linguistics.
Well, maybe she's like, okay,
roll
so maybe she
performance.
explains. Yeah.
We'll roll
Performance,
performance.
yeah.
Yeah. You're doing the Macarena. You're like, you put the jar
It's
in
charades.
the coconut and drink it all. 7. You show them one of the jars of moonshine, and you're like trying to like mime putting the eyeball in the moonshine. You're like gripping it, and you're like pointing. And one of them looks at you and goes, "Soda kafisa, sofa," and like reaches for it. Do you give him the jar?
Yeah, he can have it.
He snatches the jar and goes, and you hear his little talons clack on the glass, and he looks it over and goes, and pokes a hole in the top, and then starts chugging it. You hear, "Ah!" And they start passing it around, and inside of about a couple of minutes, they are trashed. They start stumbling around and slamming into the cart. They walk over and like bump into each other, heads clanging together. Helsa looks over to you, JJ, and goes, "Oh great, now they're drunk."
Well, I tried to tell them to put the eyeball in here so they could keep the eyeball.
You realize that I speak Draconic and can tell them that that's exactly what you wanted them to do, yeah? I'm just standing right here.
You know, brain empty. Head empty.
I see you've got an eye for trouble. I'll keep one on you.
Hindsight's 2020.
An eye for an eye. Does that work? I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to play this game.
It doesn't work, but you looked good saying it.
Oh, well, you did. I mean, thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe he can treat her to breakfast, Cole.
What?
we all get crazy.
Shut up,
Hey.
JJ. Stop.
Cole, keep your eyes to yourself.
Ooh. The caravan leader kind of gives a nod and gets the few of the kobolds who are not drunk, but are now holding the empty jar and like trying to lick the hole where all the liquid came out, but there's no more booze. And they're like, "Ah!" And she goes, "You 3, come on, get the rest of them." And they're like, "Ah, ah," and she says it in like a hissing Draconic. And they all kind of like grumble and immediately fall in line. One of them tucks the empty jar into his pack and rushes off. They ready the horses, and they ready the wagons and carts. She looks to you all over and she goes, "I suppose I'll meet you somewhere. I've got to deliver this to the market. Shouldn't have any problems now that we're in the city. Where should I meet up with you after I've made the drop?
The Silver Tankard.
Silver Tankard. Nice little place. They have a bit of good fireball, huh? All right. Well, I'll see you then, and we'll reconvene at some time. She
Thank you.
gives a nod and a wink and heads off. The three covered wagons, head off into the city, and you all are left outside of Silverhearth. So that is where we will conclude for tonight. You all have reached a safe city. So we will be rewarding experience points. Yay. Experience points. They're so good. Experience points. That's what we have to do. Give me one moment here and I will tabulate. For anyone who wants to, you can speak your piece as we wind down for the evening. So as you guys arrive into Silverhearth, you will be able to find a bit of rest and recovery at the nearby Silver Tankard. In doing so for your journey, arriving and completing one of your subquests, which was escorting Helsa to the city, each of you gains a total of 425 experience. And with that, being that Colt's camera is very dead, we'll go ahead here, and that is where we will end for tonight. I don't think you guys are leveled yet. I think you're
I
close,
don't
though.
remember
No,
what
we're
the
close.
total
Yeah.
is.
Nope. I'm at 56 of 62.
56 to 62. So yeah, you have a little bit more to go. But that is where we'll conclude here. When we pick up next week, we'll probably do a little bit of downtime this week. I'll post updates in the Discord, so if you want to follow along with what they get into at the tavern and such, we'll probably do that here. And then when we pick up next week, we will try to start with the meeting with the King's Herald and have that interaction begin. But I like to give people a little bit of time off between major story events, so it's not like a huge rush to do so. Let's see here. Let's check for another fun stream. Who do we got? They tell me always be rating, so we will always be rating. This guy, let's see here. We rated them last time. These guys are called Dork Tales. That's hilarious. Let's do it. That seems great. I like DuckTales. These are dorks. Seems good to me. All right, so let's switch them over here. For everyone who stuck with us all night, we went a little bit over time, but we tend to do that. I'm so sorry about it. But thanks for hanging out for everyone. We will be back. The VOD will get up later this week. We'll be back next Monday. Going to try to do another gaming stream. We finished Resident Evil, so now I'm on the prowl for another game to play on stream. So we'll do that here. JJ
Got
has
gator punching to do.
I do have gator punching to do. I could do that. JJ has a number of streams planned this week. I believe to Wednesday night, Saturday night, Friday night.
I'm gonna do what I call Warzone Wednesday, which, if I can get my family on, my parents and my brother and I will play Warzone together, and you can listen to us scream at each other.
Ooh, fun.
We might do that Friday night too. Saturday morning, not sure. Might do like a character creation stream.
Cool.
And then Sunday, I am going to be doing another crafting stream. So all sorts of fun stuff.
Fun. So JJ is on her path to try to get affiliate. So if you can, show some support. She'd be more than happy to chat you up. All the details will be in the Discord. Feel free to join it. But for now and for the rest of us, thank you for tuning into Second Wake, episode 18 in the books. For that, we thank you and peace out.